Senate confirms Kash Patel to be the next director of the FBI.
The yeas are 51. The nays are 49. The confirmation is confirmed.
Senators Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins, the only Republicans voting no. The Fulton County Medical Examiner today identifies the 3 siblings killed in an Atlanta apartment fire. 4-year-old Jakari White, 1-year-old Zyla White, and 9-month-old Zalia White were killed in Wednesday's fire on Fairburn Road in southwest Atlanta. The medical examiner will perform autopsies on the 3 children. There is no definitive cause of death. An out-of-this-world experience today for students at Woodward Mill Elementary School in Gwinnett County. They get to talk to an astronaut aboard the International Space Station.
Do you feel any difference between being in space back on Earth over?
Yes, you do feel different when you come back to Earth, and it lasts for a day or 2, and then you are back to normal. Over.
Woodward Mill Elementary is selected because of their science fairs, robotics program, and awards. Expensive cars belonging to former UGA quarterback Carson Beck are stolen in Miami. Police in Miami are looking for Beck's Mercedes and Lamborghini. The thieves who stole Beck's cars do not appear to be connected to the Chilean crime ring that targeted Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Joe Burrow. Beck reportedly received a $4 million NIL deal to transfer from Georgia to the University of Miami. It is now 3:03, and up next, live team coverage of up next, the Von Hessler Doctrine in less than 2 minutes. Right now, it's live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Alex Williams.
Got a tow truck on scene here in DeKalb County, clearing this right lane stall. I-20 westbound, Panola Road, exit 71, slow from Evans Mill. Already packed in downtown, 75-85 northbound. Brake lights find you at Highway 166, Langford Parkway up past I-20. Southbound slows from the 85, 400 merge down to I-20. And don't forget about those traffic lights malfunctioning in Buckhead. Lennox Road right at Georgia 400. Make sure you treat that as a 4-way stop. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly sunny this afternoon, breezy and cold. High 35. Wind chills remain in the 20s. Actual lows tonight in the upper teens. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 46. Saturday, partly cloudy, morning low 25, afternoon high 52.
34 in East Point, 35 in Duluth, and 33 in Douglasville. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins. All right. I am your lovable, huggable, radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
Happy 83rd birthday to Mitch McConnell with his big birthday announcement earlier today.
Thank you very much. I will not be running again for this seat. I'll be staying here so bizarre can't for you.
That was very, very big news that you're not running for your seat anymore.
Yeah, well, I did all I could to destroy this country, and I think I succeeded.
And you waited for your birthday to make the announcement. How sweet.
Your work
right.
here is done, is what you're saying.
That's right. Oh, I still have more. I really have no more power.
That's right, yeah. Well, happy 83rd, is it?
83rd?
Hey, they say it's your birthday. My birthday, too, yeah.
Well, I never liked the Beatles.
Say it, bro. You think they're long hairs.
Well, they're communists.
We're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
I saw that. There's some kind of big news that Mitch McConnell announced that he wasn't running again. I mean, shouldn't it have been a foregone conclusion? He's been there since 1984. He was the longest leader in the Senate from either party ever in history.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got all kinds of facts for you.
Oh.
I got all kinds of things about you that you don't know.
Oh, I did know.
You did, yeah. You've forgotten them.
Yeah.
So, I guess he's considered MAGA doesn't like him, right? Because he and Trump are kind of have an icy relationship. But you got to remember, man, for conservatives and stuff, you wouldn't have the conservative bent on the court that you have. Not as much. Remember when he stopped in Obama's last year? He stopped him from naming someone for Scalia. Remember, was it Scalia who died?
Was
that what
he tried to nominate Merrick Garland for
That's
it.
right. And he stopped. That was pretty controversial. So for all the Republicans who hate this guy, one of the reasons the courts overloaded to the right, but at that time it could have gone either way, and who knows if Hillary would have been elected and all that kind of stuff. So there's something that MAGA should like you about. I mean, I'm just saying.
They don't really like Amy Coney Barrett because she's a Heritage Foundation and she's strictly constitutionalist. She won't bow down to the president.
Excuse me, are you awake? You're kind of
What?
you're like Billie Eilish. I don't know if you're awake or asleep when you're
No,
talking.
I like Billie Eilish. She's
Oh, yeah.
a talented young lady.
Yeah, you like. Oh, very good. I'm glad. I'm sure she.
Yeah, I think I'm glad that he's stepping down.
Yeah, because
I know she doesn't like me.
Yeah,
but
she doesn't like Republicans.
So
None.
Yeah, she's very energetic.
Yeah, you two are kind of working on the same wavelength there.
My
Sort of-
great
sort of-
grandkids like her.
They really just both of them light up a room.
Exactly. It's what they're both what I call sleep talkers.
I think we can now say that the reason I am retiring, other than it's my birthday or not regular, is she and I work on an album.
You
together.
do a duet.
Yeah,
Nice.
A series of duets.
Yeah, like Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett.
Yeah.
Tony Danza. They did a great album together.
You enjoy. You're a big fan of Tony Danza.
I love Taxi and
Right.
Who's the Boss and
Great song and dance man.
And he also, when he did that
Be a lady.
tonight,
Hey, look at this. You guys.
Wow.
luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady. A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't
not
fair.
nice.
It's not nice.
So a little
That's
taste.
can I just say really quick? That's my favorite part of that song. He's like, it's not fair and it's not nice.
Get your butt back over here. I'm paying a lot of money for you to be here with.
She doesn't leave her escort.
It isn't fair. It isn't nice.
I love that he says it's not nice.
I like the fact that we got the exclusive of the Billie Eilish Mitch McConnell duets album.
You know the next
coming
line?
soon.
The lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice.
Yeah, blow on some other guy's dice. What does that mean?
What that means is it
means
means
luck, for good luck.
You don't jump around and
Right.
just go with the winner
and
all the
blow
time.
on what?
You stick with your man, because even if he loses all of his money, luck be a lady tonight. I'm still going back to the room with her. That's the way I've always
Blow
seen
on what?
dice.
To what?
Dice. You have a dirty, filthy, disgusting mind, and I love it. But
It's not nice.
it's not nice
It isn't
to
fair.
blow on another man's
Not fair.
dice.
He didn't write it.
Yeah, he didn't write
Yeah, who
anything.
wrote all those
He
Sinatra
was,
songs?
A
well,
lot
Write
of
any
different
songs.
people wrote
well,
them.
Paul Anka wrote My Way. I know that. There's a bunch of different. A lot of it is the American Songbook. They're all doing. So you get a lot of the famous people.
The Sands is proud to present Count Basie, A Man and His Music, with Frank Sinatra.
It's cold. I know that, boy. The polar
temperature?
vortex has made its way through. Jared Yamamoto is worried about the geese in the pond near the place
Well, yeah,
where he
'cause
walks.
I do my morning workout,
Yes.
and as I'm walking by this pond.
By the
you know-
way, his morning workout has a little in common with Gary Busey's park workout. I
Does
want
he
you to
pee
know.
outside?
Yeah, he goes. There's some parts of his morning workout that are public that you don't want to be privy to. Put it that way.
for sure.
But you do have to work it out.
They are on these very remote trails for
Yes.
for those reasons. But I
And
pass
sometimes a fella gets lonely.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But I pass by this.
Is that you, Gary Busey?
Geese is a G for going, E for excellent, another E for entertainment, S is for slowly going.
I make
Well, there's another word I use with an S, and when you're walking and you see the goose, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Thank you, Gary Busey.
much
that.
appreciated there, Gary. Appreciate it.
So, Jared, you were
I make
you were
observations.
Buseying your way through the park today.
Busing my way through the park, and I make observations while I'm busing my way through the park.
Yes, you do.
And I've noticed that these Canadian geese, first off, I don't know whether they came across the border legally, but these Canadian geese
find out.
came they came down to this pond. It's ice cold, and one goose is honking at the other geese, like loudly, like obviously
Yeah.
angry at the other geese. And I just started thinking, I'm like, Well, that goose is obviously upset because the leader goose led them all the way from Canada to come to Atlanta, Georgia.
Fly
and
south.
It's still just as cold
It's
here
freezing.
as it is in Canada.
No, I think
I'd
you're
be
right.
pissed too.
I think
I'd be pissed.
I think he's got to be like, hey, this is the reason. This is why I uprooted my family. Everybody, we come down here to
We
fly
followed
south.
you. You're the idiot that brought me to this cold weather
Look
here
where
in
we are
Atlanta.
here. It's freezing. It's freezing. I wonder if there is dissension amongst the ranks.
I bet there is.
They stay here all year now, though. A lot of them, they come down, they just stay in the South.
Yeah. Well, and they also don't pay taxes. Don't get me started.
I know they don't.
Don't get me
They
started.
bring fentanyl.
They're taking good American citizens' jobs.
They're taking good American geese spots in the ponds, is what's happening.
And with the big hockey game tonight, that made me really isolate
they got
those
their
kids.
goslings all over
Okay,
the place.
now, look, the hockey, I have to say that because of Trump, the NHL should thank Donald Trump. People are actually excited about a hockey game for the first time, and I don't know how long, because I did look into this finally. So it is the NHL that came up with this 4-country.
It's like a cup.
Right. So this is like kind of it's like the way the NBA is now doing the in-season cup kind of thing.
Yeah.
So are these the 4 major countries that are
That
represented in the NHL?
Correct.
Okay.
So I believe it's
like Finland, Russia.
It's Finland, Norway,
Oh.
Canada, U.S.
Oh, we don't let Russia into anything. That's right.
Well,
so,
soon.
That probably will change soon. But now where is this going to be played tonight?
It's going to be in Boston tonight.
Okay, so we're not going to get the booing of the national anthem.
But we might boo their national anthem.
Well, that would be wrong.
I don't
We're
know.
classier than that.
I would,
It's in
especially-
Boston.
Hold on, it's Boston. Before
Exactly.
before you say we're classier than that, follow that up with
You suck.
but
Canada
it's Boston.
sucks.
It's Boston.
You suck. Go back to Ottawa.
So
I
there
could see us
probably
booing
will.
their
There
anthem.
will be a lot of that. And then the last time they played, it was in Montreal, and they booed our anthem, and there were 3 fights in the first 9 seconds, and then we won. And Trump was goading them as the 51st state again, talking about how we're going to kick their butts in hockey and all of that. And then I read another thing that is we all better hold on to our seats a little bit, because my understanding is in the last 24 hours, sickness and flu has run through the American hockey team. And they're bringing in supports and other people, and then other teams are going, nah, you can't have my guy. We got a big schedule. And so it's looking like we may be going in at a disadvantage, which is too bad, because it was going to be fun to just sort of mock Canadians for a while and then beat them. But if the Canadians beat us, I don't know if you realize this, but it means, do you know the bylaws on this? If the Canadians beat us tonight, Kamala Harris is the president. I don't know if anybody realizes this.
I love that
The whole thing
idea.
gets turned around.
Is that true?
That's what I've heard. That's what
Oh
I've
my God, I
Yeah.
love that.
So-
You know, hockey is a very interesting sport.
It
with
certainly
a ton
is.
of history.
It does. All things have history if you think about it.
Well, especially hockey.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be played on lakes.
Yeah. Still
And
is.
not
in some-
not when they're wet. When they're frozen, of
They
course.
of course. Otherwise, you would be swimming. Are you crying or laughing? I can't. I think there's always a moment
It's
there
like-
where I don't know.
it's right on the cusp.
Exactly where she
I
is.
just miss the White House so
Oh, well,
much.
Well, you never lived
I
in
would
the
have
White House.
conversations with Lincoln's ghost.
You lived in the Naval Observatory, so you
I did.
actually
and
live
I
in the White
observed
House.
a lot of naval because I didn't really have a lot to do.
No, you didn't. You had plenty of
No.
time to pick the lint and ponder.
I
as
just
they
looked
say.
at the
That's what the
naval.
VP does. They check out the navels and make sure that
Sure.
the lint
Yeah.
quotient is lower than it.
Well, you're there at the Observatory of Naval.
I mean, I saw that Joe wasn't doing so great.
Yeah.
Happy
And I tried to step in as a proxy, but
didn't work out.
Dr. Jill is a strong lady. She doesn't look it, but I think she could take me.
What I get from that is you guys get along famously.
Oh, she's a hoot. Love her.
All right. Well, I guess you got to root for Canada tonight, because apparently if Canada wins, you become president. So
All right.
there's a lot on the line.
Go Canada.
Go Canada.
That's America's hat.
Now we're talking about the former vice president. We were asking each other yesterday, what was the plot of Zero Day, which is that new show?
Yeah, I saw.
Or a movie or whatever. With,
It's Robert De Niro. It's his 6-part show on. Is it on Netflix?
Yes. He plays a feeble president and this was made in 2022. He's a feeble president who has to step aside for his Angela Bassett vice president who takes over. So it's sort of,
Interesting.
yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting.
Hey, what's love got to do with it? That's what I want to know. So,
I don't get it.
huh? Excuse me? Angela Bassett. She played Tina Turner.
Yeah, they explained
She
it to
played something Love.
Tina Turner. She played in that movie.
I
What's
love
Love
Tina
got?
Turner. She has a fascinating history.
Yes, she does. Everybody does. There's a lot of
She
history.
used to play hockey on the lake.
But when it was wet.
No, of course not. You can't play hockey in the water.
Is she laughing or I don't?
She's laughing. That's why I didn't want Trump to be president again, because if Kamala had won, the show would be getting more free press.
Bobby De Niro, I know. Well, I don't know if you want the show to have more free press. I read in Variety or one of those that it stinks, the new show.
5.8 out of 10.
0
IMDb.
day.
They are bad.
You don't like IMDb?
I do not like them. They are bad.
So this is your first kind of like television series, and the reviewer that I read couldn't believe that this was the one you jumped on after 80 some odd years.
You know
Because
what?
apparently it's kind of boring.
I wanted to check.
You wanted to check. Oh, that
I
makes
wanted
sense.
to check.
So it's a bad.
That check was big.
It's a bad grandpa kind of
And
situation.
it's in my bank. Well, bad grandpa people like.
I put it up there with Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Zac Efron was great in that one, too.
He wasn't in Taxi Driver.
No, but he was in
No.
Bad Grandpa.
Oh, yeah. Never saw it.
Yeah, you never. I just did it. Cash the
Line. Check. Thank you.
You were Zac Efron's grandpa, by the way.
Yeah, I don't. Whatever.
Yeah, sure. Well, he showed up. He knows. He was there, I guess.
Keeping the checks. Give me more checks.
I guess he knows.
This Trump is a bully.
Yeah, he's just got that Cash Patel. Just got. He's
Not paying any attention.
FBI.
I don't
what do you
care.
mean? You got a lot to say. You
I
got to
don't
pay
care.
attention.
I don't care.
So Cash Patel is in as the FBI director, and he seemed like the outlier. If anybody was going to not make it in, I mean, they keep moving the goalposts. First, the outlier was RFK Jr. He wasn't, and then he was in, and that Tulsi Gabbard was before that, and she wasn't going to get in, and she got in. Now Cash Patel. Oh no way, this guy gets in. Now he's in. So only Matt Gaetz. I can't think of anyone else.
That's it. Matt Gaetz, and technically he never
I don't
went
know.
up to a vote.
Did they? No, he never went up to a vote. Was he ever officially nominated, or were they just talking
I don't think
about
so.
it?
I think he
they may have been. He may have been officially nominated. But anybody else, George? It's only Matt Gaetz. It's the only
just
one.
Matt Gaetz.
And that was early on.
He bowed out. That seemed a little strategic there.
Yeah, it's like you bow out now. We'll make sure that report doesn't see the light of day. I think kind of situation with his ethics report from the House of Representatives. So it says to me, looking at all of this, that amongst Republicans, whether the Republicans who are following him all like it or not, there's an understanding we can't go against this guy. It's pretty amazing he got all of these people in there. If you think of the last term and the way that everlasting DC was making sure that certain people got into his administration to kind of control him and all of
the
that.
Pompeos,
Yeah.
and then in
Now-
the beginning it was who was the guy? Jeff Sessions.
I still believe that it was the response to Trump at the Super Bowl that greased the skids for all this. Because if there were any Republicans, not the normal ones like Murkowski and Susan Collins, not the normal ones. But if there are any Republicans who are starting to have, hey, I've been in this town a few years, this isn't the way you do it, this person is not the kind of person. If anybody was thinking of that stuff, I believe they saw the response to the president at the Super Bowl and thought, you know what, let's just give him what he wants. Whether that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, I'm just calling him as I see him. I was thinking the other day that, you look in the inauguration and all the people that had thrown Trump off of their social media sites a few years ago, they were all there gathered around at the inauguration, basically, saying, hey, yeah, we're here too. We're part of it. Hey, we're with you. And it makes me wonder if Elon some months ago basically got in touch with these guys and said, you don't know what's coming. I'm going to tell you right now that the minute this guy gets in there, things are going to start being turned upside down everywhere. And if you're smart, you're going to be up there on that side of things. I wonder the way that they all kind of came around. They don't like Elon. Like a lot of these guys don't like each other. And yet they all kind of came together. I just feel like Elon was like, he called up Tim Apple. He's like, Tim Apple?
Yeah?
I'm going to tell you something, Tim Apple.
What?
You need to be there because
In spring?
Because what's going to happen here is like nothing you've ever seen before. Everything that you've ever known about how this city was run is about to be turned upside down, and you might want to be there in the middle of it. I wonder.
I honestly cannot believe it. I never thought we'd see the day when things would change like that.
It's
For
insane.
good or bad.
I
I'm
don't,
not saying
and I don't
either
know.
way. It's
and
just weird.
You know what I would say to people is it's going to be, I think, a lot of good and some bad. You know, I know the way that we talk about things in America is you're all in or you're all out. Something is either absolutely the most wonderful thing that ever happened or it's evil and it's the worst thing that ever happened. But in reality, I'm applauding that this is happening. I think a full-on audit of every department of the federal government is long overdue. But, you know, you are going to run into things where, like, somebody's going to walk in and say, hey, we just laid off the people who have the nuclear codes. And you're going to, hey, okay, but put them back on the payroll. You know, you're going to, there's
They
going
had
to be.
that with somebody with the one of the people in charge of the bird flu, I believe, within the
Yeah, but see,
USDA.
I see those stories and I don't believe it. That's the thing is, the legacy media is finding any victim with a cool story to be the victim of the cuts. So I don't believe what the CDC tells me. I think they're fully political. And so I always see a statement on that as being from the point of view of, boy, we really hate this president and we like things the way they were before. So let's tell you everything that's wrong. But it's only been a couple of weeks. We don't know it's wrong until it's 6-8 months. Hey, we need somebody over here because this needs to be done. So I think to act like what's going on now is 100% all positive, no negatives are possible, or 100% all negative, no positives are possible is stupid. And that's the way people are speaking because we're in America in 2025. And quite frankly, we're very stupid in the way that we talk about things because the world doesn't exist like that. It's not all in or all out. Sorry, the world is nuance. Does that bother you? I'm sorry, I didn't invent the world. I'm just telling you the way the world is, and I like to live in reality, so therefore I don't put on a hat that says I'm 100% anything at all. Why? How come I don't put that hat on that says I'm 100% in? Probably because I'm smarter than you. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't help that. It's nothing. You were born you, and I was born me, and probably I can see things that you can't see. So if anybody's going to follow anybody, it shouldn't be me following you, right? Okay, so what I'm saying is that the world is nuance. Every issue has nuance. That being said, this is the only way to approach this. This is the only way to get to any kind of reform. You have to go into everywhere, all at once with a shock before anybody can get rid of a file or cover anything up. You just have to shock and awe. Here's the thing. The other side, you are going to break things along the way. And in a consistent sort of way, somebody needs to be coming along behind going, oh, we broke that lamp. We need that. Let's replace that. You know, that's the reality. That's what you're always going to get from this show. A host that's talking to you about the reality of things, not how the host is really trying with your help to mold the world into the narrative that he already has. This is not that kind of a show. And I probably piss people off. Oh, Eric, on Ukraine, it's Putin's talking points. No, it's not. It's the thing I've been saying since before the invasion happened. If you would have listened to Eric von Hassler, all those Ukrainians would be alive, and they probably would have lost less land than they're going to now. So, maybe listen to people. The next time the media and the intelligence agencies say there's a bad man and he must be stopped with your tax money and a lot of military, do you think maybe next time, after the experience of Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, now Ukraine, you think next time you can just take 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and question it? Yeah, next time, let's question what they're telling us about what's happening on the other side of the world and why we have to go fight and die there. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not saying you come to the conclusion that we shouldn't do it. Hell, all I'm asking is the next time this band of liars come to you and tell you why we have to fight on the other side of the world, all Eric von Hassler's asking of you is 30 seconds, a minute, to just kind of think it through and go, have these guys lied to me before?
Tara Fine Jewelry Company, just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia in Beaufort. Coveted brands like De Beers Code of Origin Diamonds, Mikimoto, Roberto Coin, fine Swiss watches, and so much more. Visit Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort today.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing better weight management treatment options. Making sure that those who need GLP-1s have access to them is the first step.
1 mile complete.
And we help them take the right steps after that, giving them the personalized support they need to keep going.
1 more mile complete.
When it comes to healthcare, a better experience means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
Ready to upgrade your drive? Butler Lexus of South Atlanta has incredible offers on new and pre-owned Lexus vehicles. With complimentary rentals and service perks, your experience will be second to none. Don't miss out. Schedule a test drive by calling 1-800-NEW-LEXUS.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Governor Kemp is protecting consumers from high costs and standing with small businesses.
A failure to act on meaningful tort reform will continue to put Georgians and their livelihoods in serious jeopardy.
Georgians are paying a hidden tax because of a broken system, over $5,000 a year. Car insurance, health care, everything costs more. Call Senator Strickland at 404-656-0508. Tell him to stand with Governor Kemp and pass tort reform. Paid for by Protecting American Consumers Together.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. I know what's important to you when you're looking for a new deck. You want the work done with quality workmanship, on time, within your budget, and built correctly. Getting a new deck from Ben Hill Renovations checks all the boxes. And when it comes to new decks, pretty much anything you can imagine, Ben Hill can do. And they're all backed by the Ben Hill Workmanship Warranty. Swing by the new Ben Hill Renovations showroom in Douglasville and talk to one of their designers. Or see them on the web at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Hey, which way is your waiting room?
Oh, you can stay in your car. It only takes 10 minutes.
I can stay in? Get out. I better find a good playlist to listen to while I wait. EDM? Nah. Oh, what about something classical? Nah. You got any suggestions?
Dad rock?
Now you speaking my language.
Take 5. The stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top local story, big changes coming at the DeKalb County Police Department. Longtime Chief Mirtha Ramos is now on paid administrative leave. CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson isn't saying why, but she is announcing today a massive shuffling of the department's budget, giving officers an across-the-board pay raise.
What we're doing does not require an increase in budget. We are simply reallocating funds.
She says it's part of an effort to recruit and retain officers. She says there will be other incentives as well. An elementary school student in Gwinnett County is caught with a gun on a school bus. A letter is sent to parents of students at Harbins Elementary School saying the student flashed the gun on the bus and after getting off at the bus stop. The student now facing the maximum disciplinary consequences. It is decision time for two Fulton County schools. Park Lane Elementary in East Point and Spalding Drive Elementary in Sandy Springs could close at the end of the current school year if the board follows the superintendent's recommendation. Board member Lily Pozatek is considering the options.
We're entering a new era in Fulton County, an era that this school system hasn't seen since the 80s. We're projecting too many open seats in newer buildings, but not enough students to fill them if we do nothing.
Public comment started 6 o'clock this evening at the South Learning Center in Union City, followed by the board's vote. In a 51-49 vote, the U.S. Senate today confirms Kash Patel to be the next director of the FBI. Former federal prosecutor Lori Levinson says what happens now will be telling after some senators express reservations.
Real concerns about whether he would retaliate against FBI officials who assisted, for example, in the January 6th investigation, and in general, how he will relate to today's FBI.
Senators Murkowski and Collins are the only Republicans voting no. It is 3:32, and it's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team traffic starts now with Alex Williams.
Watching the brake lights fill in through Dunwoody and Dorville, 285 eastbound. You're slow from Ashford Dunwoody Road, picking up even more so in Dorville, trying to get past I-85 Spaghetti Junction, staying on the brake pedal down to Highway 78 in Clarkston. 285 westbound, also starting to see the brake lights sluggish from Georgia 400, heading over to I-75, the Truist Park region, stacked up downtown, heading southbound from the 85-400 merge, all the way down to I-20. Northbound, you're slow, University Avenue, earlier crash cleared up at Peachtree Pine Street, and Traffic Trooper Harry spotted a crash. We just watched it clear in Brookhaven on Peachtree Road southbound at Town Boulevard. That's approaching Osborne Road. Those delays coming down from Ashford Dunwoody Road will start to improve as well. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies this afternoon, but staying cold. Highs in the mid-30s. Wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. Lows tonight in the upper teens. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 46. Saturday, partly cloudy, morning low 25. Highs in the low 50s.
33 in Norcross, 34 in Riverdale. It's 32 in Ackworth. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and it's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right. You don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-935-6077. 800-935-6077. 800-935-6077. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
February is Heart Health Month, and there's no better time to take care of your heart. This is Scott Slade. It's the perfect month to call Virtual Imaging and get your free heart scan to help you stay ahead of heart disease before you even know there's a problem. You've been hearing us talk about how Virtual Imaging's free heart scan can save lives. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States, and any problem with your heart that you can detect early means you have a better chance of living a longer life. Call Virtual Imaging today and get your free heart scan. What are you waiting for? Call 770-678-SCAN. It's quick, painless, and you'll get a clear picture of your heart's health so you know where you stand. And it's a great way to mark Heart Health Month. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Virtual Imaging now and schedule your free heart scan with a few minimum requirements. It's quick, easy, and could save your life. I've done it. Call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Because your heart deserves it. If not for yourself, do it for your family.
Well, that Zelensky's pretty smart, picking a fight with the President of the United States. I wonder how that's going to go.
I'm going to win.
He'll probably get more money and backing for the war. Seems pretty smart. Keep following that legacy media, Zelensky.
They love me.
They'll lead you right where you need to go.
I had a question about this, actually. Would there be a way for Ukraine to disconnect from us?
Well, Europe would have to step in.
Get only Europe's help, but if Europe sends their troops that are involved in NATO to Ukraine and some of their troops die, then we don't get involved. Then,
they couldn't send the NATO troops in without NATO.
Not NATO troops, but what if they send their troops?
Well,
in?
they don't have enough. They don't have any money. They don't have big militaries. Most of them don't. I think France and England have decent military.
In the UK,
Germany has nothing.
The UK would be very involved in that. If
absolutely.
That were to happen. It's
Absolutely.
their war.
That's the only way it can happen, but it can't happen. Europe does not have. They don't have the money to do it, I don't think. And then they would have to put the money into actually all of them building up their militaries. I mean, I don't know exactly what it is, but my understanding is Germany doesn't have much. Which, by the way, given world history, not a bad deal.
Yeah.
For the rest of the planet. I think Germany maybe not being a military powerhouse, usually a good sign for how things are going in the world, given world history. But I don't think that's what I'm saying. He may not like what Trump's saying. A lot of people may not like what Trump's saying. But the reality is Zelensky doesn't seem to understand that, he was used as a pawn by larger powers. And now he doesn't understand, well, where's my power? Well, you never had it. You never had it. People who wanted to fight used you and your cause to have the fight, but you don't have any real power. The idea that he's going to say no to a peace agreement, well, what are you going to do? If the United States isn't sending anything anymore, what are you going to do? He's going to rely on Europe? The next thing I want Trump to go after, though, is, we've had we're going to find out about JFK and MLK and RFK and all that. What about a full-on investigation of who blew up Nord Stream? Who blew up the pipelines? This is what I want to know. And if anybody's currently working for our intelligence services, I want to know their names and I want them fired. As much as you can do it, a lot of shame as you're walking out the door. That's the big one. Trump's looking into everything. Like I saw a thing the other day that says. I think he's got some kind of investigation. He says by the end of his 4 years, we will definitely know who's buried in Grant's tomb. And I think it's time.
That's important.
Somebody finally went after that and figured that out. All right, let's do this.
Word of the day.
Mononym.
That's it, folks.
Mononym.
The word of the day is...
Mononym.
Anybody know what a mononym is?
Is that a word without a synonym?
Is a word bread without cinnamon? Is that what you said?
A word without a synonym.
It's a word without,
or just has one.
Yeah.
One syllable.
Come on.
Yeah, one syllable would be my guess.
Come on, you're a languageologist.
Oh, one meaning.
Oh, okay. Well, synonym, right? Is
mononym, right?
Right.
George Clark.
A word that no other word sounds like and only has one meaning.
Boy, that's a hell of a good guess. Totally wrong.
Yeah, it's
completely
one,
wrong.
Obviously, we're all on the right page where it's one.
It's one without the other, but what it is it's one name without a surname. In other words, share.
Mononym.
Oh. Okay.
So those who are known by one name, like Cher.
Mononym.
Usher.
Usher-ism.
Madonna.
Madonna.
Mononym.
Yeah, get ahead of me now.
I jumped the gun there a little bit.
Starting to read my thoughts. What am I thinking right now? It's the
Gulf of America.
Is not
mononym.
A mononym. That's not a mononym. That's just justice. So the host has to use that word
mononym
in some sort of natural and organic way before 7 p.m. Please. Yeah. Well, are you doubting the definition of mononym?
No, I'm not doubting it at all.
Okay.
No, I just don't know the nim part.
The nim is the part after mono.
Oh, I get it.
You put it together like that. It's easy. It's easy to
You're right.
understand.
You're right.
Eric, you did
No
spell
more
it, right?
questions.
Huh?
Did you spell it?
I didn't spell it. It's MONONYM, and it's a noun. Share.
Mononym.
You got it. All right, let's do this.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Come on, Eric. Tell us what's happening.
I want to turn it on Jared Yamamoto and say, what's the buzz? Tell us what's happening.
Legal experts, Eric, are
Oh,
buzzing.
these guys know about the law.
Shouldn't this be an expert say?
Not all expert stories go into expert say.
It could also
the
be...
rule is an expert say. Every story has to say expert say.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that any story with experts saying anything has to be within the segment experts say. Are you following me?
I got it now.
I want everybody to understand
It does
the rules of the game.
It does lead with legal, though, so shouldn't that be George Stein?
Things can be turned over. You know, I've come to this epiphany. We don't have to only talk about something once a week. So if there's a law story, we don't have to wait till Friday. We could talk about it, and then when George comes in, we can get his point of view.
Well, legal experts are weighing in on Delta's $30,000 no strings attached payment to passengers after that crash landing in Toronto.
When they turned upside down.
Yeah, personally, I don't think $30,000 is enough.
I don't know how
nobody died.
Nobody died.
I'm glad nobody died, but $30,000
What are
for
you
me
saying?
to be
You're saying I'm
terrified
not?
to fly?
Are you saying I'm not glad nobody died? Why are you saying that? Like I'm glad nobody died, as if you're the only one. I think we're all glad nobody
I hope
died.
so. I hope.
But
you're
how do
glad.
you
I don't know. I don't want to speak
how
for
do you put? How do you put a monetary? Like based on what I went through, how do you know it's $30,000? Is worth $30,000?
Pain and suffering.
Yeah, for the
well,
fear.
some of them went to the hospital with genuine, bruises, cuts, and stuff like that. So that's a little bit different. But how did you told me 100,000 would be good? Why do you put that
would be
number
okay.
on there?
Or here's my deal: you give me $30,000, but I want Diamond Medallion status for life, and I want Sky Club access
Just
for life.
because a plane rolled over, I've got to deal with white trash in the Sky Lounge?
Damn right.
No, that's not
you
going to
gotta
happen.
deal with me, brother.
No, that's not
I
going to
want
happen.
another mimosa. Make it snappy.
No, that is
Michelob Ultra right
now. There's a reason we don't let everyone in the
Yeah,
airport
don't
in.
skimp on the good stuff.
Now, do we even know why or how the plane crashed?
Well, obviously it was a bad landing, and somehow something got stuck. One of the wheels
It looked
obviously
like-
got stuck because the thing doesn't
right.
roll over without one of the wheels being jammed.
I like your
It's a bad landing.
Obviously it's just a bad landing.
I
mean,
could tell
there's
that
a
by
wheel, something happened.
watching.
I mean,
Well, see, I don't know if
inertia,
you
gravity, all that.
I don't know if you noticed it, but usually when planes land, they're upright.
They don't catch on fire.
They
to
don't
flip
catch on
over.
fire, so that was made me think it was
wait.
probably a bad landing.
Who was the pilot?
You've never
I don't
landed
know. Let's not go
upside.
after the pilot. I don't know who the pilot is.
Yeah, I know
That
who it
reminds
was.
me whenever I would ask my dad, like he would tell me like someone died, or I'd be like, oh, how'd they die? And he's like, heart stopped.
Oh, you say how did he die? Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
always
How did
it's
he
always
die?
the same.
Heart stopped.
Heart stopped beating, brain
Yep.
stopped thinking.
How did that plane bad landing?
Bad
Didn't
landing.
land good.
So here's the thing. Now, they did this. They announced this. Delta, is it Delta? They
It is
announced
Delta.
that they were going to give $30,000 to everybody that was on the plane. But they also said this doesn't mean you can't sue us. So a lot of times when they do stuff like this, they make you sign something that says this is all you're going to get.
Yeah, it's
Delta
like
is
settling.
Yeah, Delta's saying straight up, we're just giving everybody $30,000 and then everything else is still on. You can still do whatever you want to do. So I think they know they're going to get sued. I think it's probably kind of smart. Number one, by doing it without being forced to, maybe you get a little bit of goodwill, with the people who are on the plane. And also, once the settlements start happening, maybe they're not quite as large since the company came out and started spreading some money around. I don't think they're trying to avoid being sued. They're obviously going to be sued. Although, it's I don't know how people, it is getting on an airplane. It's very safe because the number of planes that take off and land every day, and we all know the stats about it being safer than driving and all that. But there is a level of danger that comes with it, isn't there?
Not in your plane
you're
ticket,
in a
though.
tin
There's
can.
not a possibility of crashing
You're in
on
a-
your ticket.
No, but it isn't like you just know that
You
from
know.
existing. You're up in the air 1 billion feet.
Yeah, have you noticed that human beings can't fly on their own? So if you're inside of a tin can at 30,000 feet, what we know from all of this air travel over the years is you're almost certainly going to be fine. But also we know that there is a risk anytime a human being is in midair, because that's not a natural place for human beings
By
to be.
paying for the plane ticket, I am assuming that the airline has done all the due diligence to ensure that I have a safe travel to wherever I'm going.
But I mean,
they still may have done that, but accidents do happen. That's why they don't.
That's
call
why
it
you gotta
on
give more money.
purpose.
Yeah, they call it an accident for yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I do think that there's some. It's like whenever people die on the operating table, they always sue the doctor, but maybe nobody could have saved this. You know what I mean? It's like they're just like the last person there, and you didn't fix his heart. He died. It's like, well, what? Just because I was there and I went to school and his heart was broken. What do you want? I don't. It's like I feel like.
I didn't stuff cheeseburgers into his mouth for 20 years.
I'm a really good driver, I think. But I've been parking and then accidentally hit the bumper of the car behind me. That doesn't make me all of a sudden I wasn't prepared to drive. So I mean, these are human beings and you're taking off and you're landing, every once in a while one's going to go a bit awry.
And you should pay up. Pay up more.
I would just be glad.
30K is pretty good, Jared.
Sky Club access,
Although after
Diamond
taxes,
Medallion. I'm telling you, then you're good to go.
After taxes is the problem. I would say I want 30K after taxes.
When the weather is at its worst,
strong winds, heavy rain, and tornado warnings as severe weather rolled through the metro.
We're at our best.
Extremely large tree that came down, and because of the large weight and size of the tree, it made it an extended operation.
Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature has in store.
Georgia Power and the EMC is reporting 261,000 people in the dark.
With your severe weather station, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, Belinda here with Dr. Ashraf from Atlanta Vision Institute to talk about a new procedure, permanent contact lenses. This is a game changer, isn't it, Dr. Ashraf?
It is for some people. This is an implantable Collamer lens. It's been around for a while, but this new technology is amazing. This is really good for people who in the past weren't candidates for LASIK. And remember, LASIK's been around for over 20 years. Technology is always advancing. So this lens is a quick procedure. We do it in the office. Vision recovers very quickly. You're back to work the next day. LASIK, it causes an inducement of dry eyes. This does not.
Ooh.
And unlike your contacts, there's no maintenance on this. There is nothing. You get up and go. It is permanent now. In the future, if you do need to remove it, we can remove it.
Oh, that's tremendous. Folks, is this something you're interested in to better your vision? Go to lensatlanta.com. That's LENS Atlanta.com.
We've all got one, and there's never just one thing on it. Your home improvement to-do list. Trust the Plus. Painting Plus. The Plus covers everything on your list. Siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, the owner of Painting Plus. We do it all, and we do it right. Trust the Plus family of businesses for everything on your list.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus. Siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
It starts as a nuisance and you just put up with it, but then that awful joint pain impacts everything in your life. Walking, climbing stairs, even getting in and out of the car hurts. Hey, it's Mark Arum. Talking about that always there joint pain in your knee, hip, shoulder, and back. But there's good news. QC Kinetics. Groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. Long-term relief now possible. At QC Kinetics, their regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetic patients would tell you, don't wait, make the call today. Talk to the local medical pros. These new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments, can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. Look, joint pain does not get better with time, so before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026.
Double down on big savings. For one day only, February 22nd, 2025, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Buy 2 new South windows and doors. Get 2 free. Plus 2 years of 0% interest financing. If paid in full within 24 months. Bring your window and door measurements to upgrade your home with more security, energy efficiency, and impact protection. Stop by our showroom on February 22nd, 2025 to get this deal. Offer is subject to terms and conditions. Visit newsouthwindow.com/222 for full details. Service.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where AquaGuard comes in, a Groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at aquaguard.net/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Make sure you see the R-rated Saturday Night Fever. There are different versions of Saturday Night Fever out there.
I think that's the one my mother took me to see.
Well, it depends on when you saw it. If you already saw it, it's a weird thing because I saw Saturday Night Fever. I was obsessed with this girl named Danielle at the time, and so I kept taking her to see that movie. I don't know why. I was like 14 years old, and I was thinking that I think I saw the R-rated one. Because
what scene was cut to make it?
I don't
The
know, but
the back seat of
the back seat of the car,
Yeah.
which I have seen that scene, so I think I've
not
seen
Taxi, a car.
the R-rated one. But anyway, the way it was an R-rated movie. But then when it became so popular, they quickly created a PG version so that they knew everybody was going to go see this movie that could go see the movie. And now I think you kind of don't know which one you're watching when you. So obviously you don't want to see the PG one. That's no fun. I don't know why we're talking about that. We were having
It's
a
an
conversation.
off-air conversation
Somehow,
that carried over onto the air.
I was talking that might be one of the greatest openings of a movie. You know, with his feet. Have you ever seen it? You've probably
have not.
never seen it. Well, if you had known Danielle, you would have gone to see it. 'Cause
She was
If
worth
you
it.
were Danielle,
How many?
then you'd have gone.
back then, we used to say things to each other like, "She's fine.
Yeah, that's still
People
used.
still say
She's
fine.
fine.
Yeah,
She's
people say
fine." And then my
She's
buddy,
bitching.
I told you, my buddy one time said, "You could toss a knife through there."
Through
what? where?
Well, you figure it out. He didn't mean harming the person.
Her
at all.
head?
No. He didn't mean harming the person at all. She was walking away from us, and somebody said, "You
You
can
could really
toss
tie a
a-
rope
you
around
can
that."
t- You can toss a knife
Boy,
through
she'd
there."
look good in a grave.
No, it wasn't anything. It wasn't anything violent in any way.
Her skin would look real
As
good on
Snow
my lamp.
she was just walking away, and my buddy Mark said, "You could toss a knife through there."
When did you guys stop saying she's a fox or he's a fox? When did that? What was that before y'all?
Fox, I don't know. Fox was still pretty good until like the early '80s, I would think. I don't know.
I'd like to see that come back. That's kind of a cool one.
She's a fox.
We said hot in the 80s. She's
yeah,
hot.
hot still exists.
She's fine,
Fine, still around.
but she's a fox.
yeah. You never hear that.
I think
anymore.
after Fox on the Run was sweet. They kind of put the end.
Yeah, that was the end of it.
And they're like, okay, this
That's a
is
great
like
song.
one of the greatest pop songs of all time. Let's just put this Fox thing to bed. All right, Jerry Yamamoto, save us. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
German and New Zealand scientists are saying that narcissists.
Wait a minute. Are these scientists that are both German and New Zealand?
It's a collab.
Are they mixed race?
They're not mixed race, but
Okay.
they just collab together. So,
So-
there's a
Are
couple.
you a race if you're from New Zealand?
You get what I'm saying.
If you're Maori,
So
Maori?
now, did the New Zealand scientists go to who are the other scientists?
The Germans.
The German? Did they go to Germany, or did the German scientists go to
they
New
came
Zealand?
here, we don't travel.
Or did you work remotely,
It says that they worked
like musicians with Ringo?
Just says they worked collaboratively. I don't know where exactly it was.
Okay, maybe they met right in the exact middle. Maybe they met at that church in the middle of America that Bruce Springsteen told us about. Oh, so many Super Bowls ago. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, regardless.
All right, what's the buzz about this whole thing?
Their conclusions, both these New Zealand and German scientists say that narcissists feel more excluded and experience social pain, which is unlike what a lot of people suspected that narcissists felt.
Well, I happen to know that's not true. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I don't know. I read a little bit of this. So the idea is that I think the thing that happens, though, as I was reading this, is they feel ostracized. I mean, it's the chicken or the egg. They feel ostracized because ultimately they are ostracized because they're narcissists and nobody wants to be around them. They're too much in a room. So which comes first? This feeling of, feeling pain and feeling cast out, or is it just your narcissistic personality that makes people not want to be around you?
Well, this is where the people from New Zealand and Germany disagreed.
I think there's going to have to be a war.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Paid for by Estella's Pharma.
It starts as a nuisance and you just put up with it, but then that awful joint pain impacts everything in your life. Walking, climbing stairs, even getting in and out of the car hurts. Hey, it's Mark Aram talking about that always there joint pain in your knee, hip, shoulder, and back. But there's good news. QC Kinetics, groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain, long-term relief, now possible. At QC Kinetics, their regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetic patients would tell you, don't wait, make the call today. Talk to the local medical pros. These new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments, can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. Look, joint pain does not get better with time, so before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Georgia, we don't need to tell you that your cost of living has gotten too high. Lawsuit abuse creates a hidden tax on your car insurance, healthcare, groceries, really on everything you need, and it's driving up prices. It's costing Georgia families over $5,000 every year. But there's a solution to stop lawsuit abuse and lower costs for hardworking Georgians. It's tort reform. Listen to Governor Kemp.
Our businesses and hardworking Georgians need relief. The increased cost of doing business is simply passed on to the consumer. Georgia needs tort reform, and they need it now.
Call your legislator and tell them to join Governor Kemp in stopping lawsuit abuse, eliminating this hidden tax, and passing tort reform now. Brought to you by Protecting American Consumers Together.
Remember last spring it rained for 2 straight months and you ended up with water in your basement? Well, I know it's not spring yet, but why wait for the rain? Dave Baker here for AquaGuard Foundation Solutions. You know, once you've had water in the basement, it's going to be a regular thing. That's why you should call AquaGuard now. They'll work with you to create a customized waterproofing plan, ensuring your basement stays dry. Don't wait for water damage to strike. Again, visit AquaGuard.net for a free inspection. When it comes to fixing wet basements, just remember, AquaGuard.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top local story, big changes coming to the DeKalb County Police Department after word of a shocking number of street officer positions that are vacant. WSB Steve Summers reports live from the South Precinct this afternoon with what those changes are.
Yeah, Bill, let's do the math first. DeKalb County PD has 585 officers on the street. The trouble is there should be 300 more. That's a third of the force missing. DeKalb CEO Lorraine Cochran-Johnson tells us why.
It has been very difficult to recruit police officers.
So Cochran Johnson announced that the police department budget will shift away from paying triple overtime to paying all officers more. She also announced a series of other incentives dealing with health care and housing. Also announced today, longtime Chief Mirtha Ramos has been put on paid administrative leave. Cochran Johnson will not say why. Reporting live is DeKalb Police South Precinct, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
34 degrees in Atlanta, falling into the teens tonight. How much of a warm-up tomorrow? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. People in Georgia who are wrongfully convicted of a crime would receive compensation under a bipartisan bill. Here's a report all new at 4 o'clock.
People who spend time in prison and are later exonerated often enter life with no help. Lee Clark knows this firsthand. He spent decades in prison before his release in 2022.
I mean, you come out, you're starting from scratch, and that's difficult.
Some state lawmakers want to change that. The bipartisan legislation would give a judge the say on compensation. If approved, the person would get $75,000 a year for every year of their incarceration. Representative Katie Dempsey.
We're not talking about missteps. We're talking about
A
innocence.
similar bill last year failed. From the state capitol, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
See Something, Say Something works at a Gwinnett County elementary school after a student brings a gun on a bus.
A letter was sent to parents at Harbins Elementary School on Wednesday alerting them that several students reported seeing a classmate display a weapon on a school bus. Principal Jimmy Lovett's letter to parents went on to say that out of an abundance for caution, additional school resource officers will be present at school and at the bus stop where students were shown the weapon. Information about the student who brought the gun on board hasn't been released, but the principal says that student will face maximum disciplinary action. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
The Fulton County Medical Examiner identifies the 3 siblings killed in an Atlanta apartment fire. 4-year-old Jakari White, 1-year-old Zyla White, and 9-month-old Zalia White were killed in Wednesday's fire on Fairburn Road in southwest Atlanta. The medical examiner will perform autopsies on the 3 kids. There is no definitive cause of death so far. Kash Patel confirmed today as the next director of the FBI in a Senate vote.
The yeas are 51. The nays are 49. The confirmation is confirmed.
Senators Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins are the only Republicans voting against Patel. A final vote by the Fulton County School Board is expected tonight on whether to close 2 schools.
A report from the superintendent says Park Lane Elementary and Spalding Drive Elementary are aging, costly facilities with declining enrollment. But many parents refute those points and want the schools to remain. Board member Lily Pazatek says it isn't just about these 2 schools.
Making sure that we provide all students across the entire district, 87,000 of them, with the resources they need.
Consolidation is viewed as a way to reduce cost and redundancies. The public comments get underway at 6 with a final vote to follow. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A once-in-a-lifetime experience at a Metro Atlanta school today. Woodward Mill Elementary students get the chance to talk to an astronaut aboard the International Space Station and ask questions.
Hi, this is Joshua. Have you ever done a spacewalk? And if so, what was it like? Over?
I have done 2 spacewalks. Going outside your spacecraft is amazing, particularly the views through your helmet visor. Over.
Woodward Mill was picked because of their science fairs, robotics program, and awards. It is now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, it's live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple Team Traffic starts with Alex Williams.
Hey, good afternoon, Bill. Not a good afternoon over on the west side perimeter, 285 and northbound, the interloop before Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, exit 9. Right now, they're holding all lanes of the interstate. No traffic getting by as they try to get a crash out of 2 left lanes. Already jammed up from Langford Parkway. You can take 85 north up through downtown as an alternate, but that's going to be slow heading northbound from University Avenue up past I-20 toward Peachtree Pine Street. Southbound delays, you're stacked in about 24 minutes from the 85-400 merge down to I-20, and heads up for a stalled MARTA bus. It's in the right lane on Peachtree Road and northbound the bridge right over I-85 near Deering Road. That is in the right lane. That will cause delays the longer it's out there between Midtown and Buckhead. How was the ride into Gwinnett County, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, looking at 85 northbound, you're starting to get jammed starting at Spaghetti Junction, getting past Jimmy Carter Boulevard, and dealing with some trouble on Highway 3016 eastbound before Sugarloaf Parkway. That crash is impacting the right lane at times. And then now looking at Georgia 400 northbound, just to tap the brakes, leaving I-285, getting past the North Springs MARTA station. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Clear and cold tonight. Temperatures falling to the upper teens to low 20s. That's a hard freeze through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunny skies, still cold, high 46. And on Saturday, morning low 25, afternoon highs in the low 50s.
33 in Sewanee, 31 in Powder Springs, 35 in Morrow. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now.
Hey, y'all, this is Jen in Jefferson, Georgia. I took a break from political drama 4 years ago because it was bad for my health, and I have missed y'all. Eric, you're absolutely brilliant, and I love all of your rants. I agree with you too much, which means I need to listen to other opinions too, but I like your style of comedy. I don't have time or patience for anyone else, and where else can you get a word of the day? Autumn and Tim, you provide Vegas-level entertainment. Jared, get a humidifier. It's too cold outside, but I hope y'all stay warm and have a great day.
And I'm sure she just ran out of time and would have said something nice about George Clark.
And Greg, of course.
And Greg, and
Dr.
English
Joe.
Nick, Dr. Joe. I'm sure everybody.
Bill Crane.
Bill Crane. The entire George Stein, Wes Moss, the entire doctrinaires and doctrinaires at large, I am sure.
That baseball player.
Excuse me?
I forgot his name. Hold on.
Peter.
Peter Moylan.
There you go. He's been a while since we went a whole baseball season without talking to Peter Moylan. And that
we
makes
talked about the beginning of last season.
Did we?
We did.
Did we?
Well, I promise.
Did we?
The problem with last year's Braves team is we were so banged up at the end of the season that we kind of limped into the playoffs, and then we got swept.
Well, that's got nothing to do with whether or not we talked to Peter about it.
I think it's because it wasn't as exciting at the end of the season, and we knew the Braves weren't really going to go anywhere in the playoffs.
See, I just think it means he doesn't like me anymore.
There might be something to that.
Maybe. I always think people just turn on me for some reason. I don't know. Maybe somebody tells them something they didn't know about my past, and they go, oh, I'm not associating with that guy anymore. And then I would never know. I just don't have any conversations with Peter Moylan about the Braves. I'll never know. Who knows what somebody told him about me? Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. See all things go on in my head if you just don't give me a call. See what happens?
I had a couple of beers with Peter Moylan. He's a fun guy to hang out with.
Did he say anything bad about me?
He didn't say anything bad, only good things.
Okay, very nice. That's the way I like it. I like it when people say good things about me.
Yeah, and then you hear about it later.
Yeah, it makes me feel good inside.
Yeah.
I'm not one of these people who wants to hear the critics. You know, like in a production kind of thing, you know, like when you're on a team in these corporations. Hey, how about some feedback? Yeah, I don't want.
You don't want the feedback.
You know what I found out?
You know your baby's ugly. You don't need to be told.
I know my baby's beautiful, and I'll prove it to you. That's the way I look at it. But what I found out about, they say constructive criticism is good. And what I found out about, this is just about me. I don't know what I found out about myself is I like criticism when people tell me how great I am. But I don't like the other way. I don't like it when the critics say, oh, you're not very good at this. Am I alone in that?
I think
I enjoy that. I like being told.
Everybody thinks that way.
Is that okay? I'm not crazy then.
No.
Okay, because a lot of people like this. They're, hey, give me more. No, tell me what's wrong with it. I don't want. That's not going to make me want to work on it anymore at all. To have some young whippersnapper just got a job in the office going to come in here and tell me, a 10-year veteran, that my ideas are wrong, right in front of the boss. You'll be lucky to. Their chair's going to be waiting for you at your cubicle.
I throw that up there with, there are no dumb questions. Yeah, there's plenty of dumb questions.
Most questions are dumb.
Yeah.
Actually, almost every question is dumb.
Oh, you don't like being the person on in the meeting, whether it's over Microsoft Teams or whether it's in person, that feels like they have to ask a question?
I've never been that person.
No, I'm hoping to get out of there quicker.
Yeah,
no
questions. For me, the success of a meeting is
Hey
based
guys,
on how long. Yeah, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up. So I'm sorry, Sally. Did you have something that you wanted to say?
It's Thursday.
Yeah, if we wrap
it's
this
almost
up,
the weekend, guys.
Yeah, but if we wrap this up, we're gonna have another hour and a half of office time that we can.
Did I tell you about?
Sally.
My cat had kittens.
Sally.
Oh,
that's okay.
Yeah, do you guys want to see pictures?
Yeah, please. Let's see pictures.
Look at this one. This is the cat coming out of the birth canal.
And this, this falls into the category of work. How?
Can we get the
How
same
does this fall into the category of work?
Point of order.
Well,
Can we
we're
get the
at
same
work.
coffee machine as they have in accounting?
Why don't you just go over there and get your coffee?
Because they don't like it when we go over there and use their coffee.
And it's
All right.
farther.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Our break room.
I mean,
we
I've
just
been up
have-
all night with my cat's kittens.
Exactly.
Barb, aren't you in charge of coffee?
I went to Barb, and she said that I had to file a ticket to get a new coffee
Yeah.
machine, which I did, and I haven't heard back yet from
the management.
I got to be on a flight to Hong Kong in 25 minutes. Can we wrap this up?
Can you buy a coffee
Guys, did you
maker
get my
there?
email about me being out of office email
I did.
response?
I
Like
got that.
automatic?
I replied all.
You don't need to tell anybody this. Just if I email you, it'll say it to me. We don't have to actually.
Well, I just want to make sure you got it.
This is neither new nor old business.
It's almost Friday, right, guys?
I'd
Sure
like to go
is.
back to the second deck, if that's okay. I know we've gone through 20 of these decks.
We've
but
already
can we go to
gone through the
second-
decks.
I know, but second deck, please. That would be
Oh,
nice.
Jared,
Just-
did you get my notes about that?
I did not. Can you? Can we just repeat the whole deck?
Excuse me,
again?
I have a question. Who invented the spoon?
Boy, I'm beginning to
That
wonder.
is really interesting.
Why is this country grinding to a halt? Might have something to do with.
What about a 4-day work week
This-
where we're on Fridays we can work from home?
You're here 5 days a week. I don't think you give me a 2.5.
Yeah, but we
day
call it
work
Summer
week.
Friday, though.
Yeah, Summer Friday. I think
Yeah,
that would really
Summer
improve
Friday.
morale.
Guys, it's almost Friday.
You know what, guys?
Not as
I
much
opened
as
this business 30 years ago. I've just decided I'm going to retire and cash out and.
Turns out
move
private
on.
equity would like to sell.
Yeah,
Would like
private
to buy-
equity.
would like to buy
I'm going
it.
to sell. I'm going to sell this. You know how we're a big family here? Yeah, that's over. I'm selling out to a private equity group. Good luck, and I'm sick and tired of hearing about your problems. Quite frankly,
Maybe that's why they do it.
that's probably why they do it, to make their employees suffer because they hate them after all these years of stupid requests about coffee machines. All right, what's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
People are buzzing about the NBA All-Star Game ratings. They were nearly the worst ever. Only 4.7 million people watched the NBA All-Star Game.
When it's not an all-star game, is an impossible watch. I don't get what the NBA's doing.
They're looking at the NHL and they're seeing the success of what's gone on with the Nations Cup.
Well, that's
going
only
on.
because of Trump. That's
I think
a
that definitely
one-time
helps.
thing. Oh, it's only a one-time thing. Listen, Americans are interested in a hockey game because people in Montreal booed the national anthem because our president keeps referring to them as the 51st state. I wouldn't look at that as, boy, hockey's back. They just kind of got lucky there.
You don't think that basketball could make a similar tournament where you have
No,
like the
basketball
European...
has to change. They've got to figure out a way to stop being the three-point game. It's boring. It's just boring. It's boring to watch. It's 3 points, clang, 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 3 points, ping, blah, 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 3-point attempt, and then the last 2 minutes, 19 timeouts, and it takes an hour. It's not a fun watch. And they don't – the pushback is always, yeah, but we do great online. Like our highlights are people like people on social media,
Yeah,
whatever.
People are hyper aware of the players in the NBA, but I don't think in terms of watching the game day to day, they don't do that.
It's just not fun the way that it used to be. And they need to I've seen a couple of things where one idea is to take the 3-point line and not wrap it around, like just have it a straight line across the court. And because apparently it's nearly impossible to defend when somebody gets down low on the line.
In the corner?
In the corner. It's nearly impossible to defend that, apparently. I don't know. So if you just put a straight line across, and that's the 3-point line, you might get more old-fashioned, meaning interesting basketball, back under the basket. You know, the word basket is in there, not just as a receptacle. It's the basketball. A lot of it happened under the basket, and it was exciting to watch
Is that
people
called
play.
in the paint?
In the paint, yes.
In the paint.
And centers used to be a big thing,
right,
in basketball.
Hey, that's coming back in the college game, which is
Yeah,
encouraging.
but when your
to see.
7'2" player is still really good at 3-pointers, it's a different game. Somebody on the team needs to not be good at 3-pointers, so it's exciting to see if they can get it to the guy who is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, if you miss,
everybody
that guy
comes
can
into the
clean
league.
it up underneath.
Everybody comes into the league, it seems, being a 3-point, a great shooter, and it's just boring to watch people throw up 3-point shots all the time because sometimes both teams just clang for an hour. And but the analytics tell you to keep doing it. And if you're a coach and you want to keep your job, you're going to do the thing that it says you're going to get more points and more victories from. So there's no incentive from the players and the coaches to change it. It's like NASCAR. It's just like all the rules, everything just kind of like got to the point where nothing's happening. Nothing is happening. That's interesting.
Even in college basketball, I don't know if you caught this last night, Eric. I grabbed this sound because they're now trying to tell fans of the college game to not storm the courts anymore because they're like, I know that we just beat one of the biggest teams in the country, but
Right.
I think that ruins the game a little bit. You need to have
Why-
that excitement.
why don't they- now, first
because
of all-
the schools get fined if you end up storming the court. Somebody got hurt a couple of years ago.
And that's the problem. The problem is when everybody unloads from the stands onto the court at the same time, someone may get hurt.
Now, this is.
And then there's a lawyer behind that person who got hurt, and the institution ends up having to pay that. So that's a real, thing. On the other hand, it's okay if you beat the impossible, right?
Like the true number one.
But sometimes they take the court, and it's like,
Like
okay.
Missouri, for example, they beat Alabama last night. And I know it was a big deal, but the
Is
fact
Alabama considered to be a
they're really good at
basketball powerhouse?
Not a powerhouse yet, but they've played a lot better over the past couple of years. I believe they were number 4.
And that's worth
last night.
storming the court for because this team's been good for a couple of years?
Yeah.
Come on.
And so Missouri was about to pull off the upset, and their coach, Dennis Gates, hops on the mic and does this.
Wow, Dennis Gates.
I would be like,
Dennis
hey.
Gates is on the mic saying, don't rush the court. It costs a lot of money these days.
See, if I was Gates, I would be like, wait a minute, are you booing me or are you booing the idea? Because that hurts my feelings if you're booing me. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 285 on the west side.
Not much to cheer for coming up from the airport right now. Eric, it's a crash. 285 northbound, the inner loop Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, exit 9. Wasn't 2 left lanes, held all lanes, got it off to the right. Now they're in the right lane, so you're slow back before Langford Parkway. Now, if you're traveling 285 east or southbound, the inner loop into DeKalb County, you jam in right around Chamblee Dunwoody Road. Those delays continue passing I-85 Spaghetti Junction down to Highway 78 in Clarkston. 285 westbound, the outer loop, you slow from Ashford Dunwoody Road and in Dunwoody, that's DeKalb County. On and off the brakes over to I-75 in Cobb County. Stay sluggish passing Truist Park through Smyrna Vinings down to I-20, the West Freeway. Plenty of brake lights through Midtown and downtown, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, 75-85 northbound, you're packing in just past Langford Parkway, getting to North Avenue. 75-85 southbound, brake lights starting at the 85-400 merge, getting to I-20. And also dealing with the stalled MARTA bus in the Midtown area, Peachtree Street northbound at Deering Road. 1 right lane blocked there. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When you need to know.
The story is developing in Atlanta.
When you want to know.
Severe weather is on its way.
When you have to know.
We'll alert you as soon as this closure clears.
Get notifications
from your source for news.
Get the WSB radio app.
Download it from your app store today.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and it's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right. You don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Heavy rain can significantly impact your septic system by saturating the soil and causing backups in your home. I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic. We can help. My licensed, insured, experienced team responds 24/7 with upfront pricing and high-quality work.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump-out charge with your repair. Details online.
ScorpionSepticServices.com.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
It's February and it's the month of love. You know what could really use some love? Your house. Relax though, because you have Cool Ray on your side. Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. Take, for instance, your electrical system. Brightbox Electrical, a Coolray company, is offering $50 off any electrical service. Is your plumbing feeling neglected? Mr. Plumber, also a Coolray company, is giving you 10% off any plumbing repairs. How about your old grumpy furnace? Coolray is giving rebates up to $2,250 on new Carrier heating and cooling systems with zero to low interest financing available. Coolray and their family of brands can provide you with the comfort and savings you need to keep your home safe and warm. Show your home some love. Schedule your appointment today at Coolray.com. No busy signals, no waiting on hold. You pick the time and day that work best for you. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Boy, I don't get Zelensky's strategy. We call the President of the United States a Putin stooge. How is that going to help him get anything that he wants? If
get a better deal.
Yeah, you think you can rely on Europe? A little bit naive.
Listen, you're playing checkers. Zelensky's playing chess. He
Is
knows
that what
he's
he's
doing
4D
here.
chess? He's up ahead of us?
He knows what he's doing. Isn't that right, Zelensky?
Yes.
Starting to believe the press a little too much.
They love me in
I
America.
know, but they don't have the power to.
Did you see the
fuel
poll
your
on
war.
CNN today? Trump is down. the
Oh,
way.
okay. So
He's losing support.
Ultimately, you're going to win this thing.
You know it. Kamala would be here helping me fight
Oh,
Putin.
I don't doubt that at all.
Do you miss Joe?
Not really.
Hey, he gave you all that money, man.
Well, he
Yeah,
didn't.
but the old man smell. You know.
Blinken did it all.
So I don't know. Maybe he is playing 4D chess, but given that we're the main supplier of material, money, might not be the smartest thing. Maybe he believes Europe will do it themselves. I think he's being naive.
There's a lot of
He needs to
stories.
make a deal. I think that's what needs to be done right now. There's what is that song? A time to live. A time.
Turn.
Yeah, well, it's the time to make a deal. And now is the time to make a deal.
A time for rare earth minerals
There you
for
go.
America.
There you go. He says he's not going to give us the rare earth minerals.
Oh, he's going to pay us back cash.
They're never going to pay us back.
Of course not.
Come on. They call these things loans.
That's what
What's
we're
going to
doing.
happen is BlackRock and Blackstone and every other private equity group's going to go in there and make unlike the American people who paid for this, these private equity groups will make a fortune rebuilding Ukraine.
Yeah, we have some mixed-use mining.
Oh, yeah. Everything's got to be residential mixed-use mining.
Yeah, we'll have like a mine over
Yeah,
here. We'll
you
have
go down, you dig for the rare earth minerals
Whole Foods
during the
to the
day.
left.
Yeah, and at night you go with your family and you walk around the nice little shopping plaza you live in. That's what I want to live in. Boy, mixed-use residential. Yeah, I want to live in a shopping plaza. That's where I want to live.
Hey, live, work, play.
I want to live somewhere where there's just a whole lot of signage. That's what I think of where I want to live. I want to see that Sears. Sears.
Sears?
What?
Sears
When did we
doesn't
see a
exist
Sears
anymore.
sign? The only time we've talked about Sears
That's
was
the
that
old-
poor woman that got duped here in Georgia a couple weeks ago for buying the
yeah,
Sears
yeah.
warranty.
That's what you get. That's what you get. What did she say? That she paid $800 a month for a warranty?
It was
and then-
$60 a month for the warranty, and then when
Yeah.
something broke, she had all these Sears appliances, and when one thing broke,
They wouldn't cover
they
it.
wouldn't cover it.
$60 a month, boy. You think you get yourself some pretty good appliance coverage?
You would
Apparently
hope
not.
so.
Before we go, how about one more? What's the buzz?
All right, from the
Jared.
Hollywood Reporter.
Tell me what's happening.
People are buzzing, Eric.
Yeah?
About James Bond. There's been a shakeup.
Oh, this is bad.
Amazon has taken creative control of the franchise from the Broccoli family in
That's
a
it.
new deal.
That's it. It's
Goodbye.
over. It's over. Kiss it goodbye. Hey, you know all those Star Trek and Star Wars series that are terrible? Well, now you're going to get Bond series that
I
are
can't
terrible.
believe they
They're going to
relinquished.
screw up the, it did happen at a time where maybe we're not as DEI-centric, so maybe they will make decisions based on what would make a good movie as opposed to what would, bean counting. But not these people, not these suits at Amazon. They have no idea. They don't even know what Bond is. It's another thing that falls into a category of a bucket that is labeled content. That's all they know. And I guarantee you 100% it's over. Whatever your last favorite Bond movie was, that was the last great Bond movie. And you're going to be inundated with Bond series because it's content, you see. We got to put it in the stream so we can, who cares about that whole idea where, it's been 3.5 years since I saw a Bond film, I'm excited. No, forget about that. We're going to throw a new Bond show at you that's going to suck every 6 months on on Amazon. You saw what a good job they did with The Lord of the Rings, right? Okay, well, it's over. I hope you enjoyed your last favorite Bond movie, because it's over.
Think on the bright side, Eric. We might get Timothy Chalamet as James Bond.
Oh, now that will get me to the theater. Talented and sexy. Alex Williams says there's a brake light battle on 285. Hopefully it's not sanctioned by the city.
It is not, Eric, but I see no traffic coming through right now. 285 northbound, the inner loop. Second time this has happened right here at Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, exit number 9. You were stacked on the brake lights back to Camp Creek Parkway. You can head up through downtown as an alternate, although that's going to be slow. We've had trouble clear out of a travel lane. 7585 northbound before University Avenue, exit 244. Either way, you're going to stay slow up past Freedom Parkway. And still dealing with that stalled MARTA bus on Peachtree Street northbound at Deering Road. That's been in the right lane. 285 east and southbound, close to a half hour leaving Georgia 400, trying to get down to I-20, the East Freeway in DeKalb County. Speaking of, how is I-20 over there in DeKalb, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, 20 eastbound, you're sluggish leaving I-285, getting into the Stonecrest area towards Panola Road. Westbound rides dealing with some brake lights starting at Lithonia Industrial Boulevard, getting to the perimeter. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
February is Heart Health Month, and there's no better time to take care of your heart. This is Scott Slade. It's the perfect month to call Virtual Imaging and get your free heart scan to help you stay ahead of heart disease before you even know there's a problem. You've been hearing us talk about how Virtual Imaging's free heart scan can save lives. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States, and any problem with your heart that you can detect early means you have a better chance of living a longer life. Call Virtual Imaging today and get your free heart scan. What are you waiting for? Call 770-678-SCAN. It's quick, painless, and you'll get a clear picture of your heart's health so you know where you stand. And it's a great way to mark Heart Health Month. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Virtual Imaging now and schedule your free heart scan with a few minimum requirements. It's quick, easy, and could save your life. I've done it. Call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Because your heart deserves it. If not for yourself, do it for your family.
Are you looking for a low-maintenance and longer-lasting paint for your home? Stop painting every 3 to 5 years and use Rhino Shield on your home.
This is Jeff and Roxanne, proud local owners of Rhino Shield, the ultimate exterior coating for your home, backed with a 25-year transferable warranty.
Rhino Shield comes in any color, so improve your home's curb appeal and forget about having to paint the home again for 25 years.
See how long Rhino Shield lasts and get a free estimate at rhinoshieldga.com. That's rhinoshieldga.com.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aaron back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow. It's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Maximize every space in your home and get organized with Artisan Custom Closets. From master closets to pantries, mudrooms, and garages, Artisan will collaborate with you to design an affordable and luxurious space tailored to your needs. Visit ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
Take it from somebody who knows our roads are dangerous already, but they're even more dangerous in the winter. Hey, it's Smither Mark McKay for John Foy & Associates, the Strong Arm. This time of year, it gets darker earlier. There's always a threat of rain and sometimes even black ice. If winter conditions lead to someone crashing into you, don't try to take on the insurance companies alone. Send in the Strong Arm, John Foy & Associates. The Strong Arm knows how much money you're entitled to and how to get it. There is no cost until they win. Call for your free case evaluation, johnfoy.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. Big changes at 2 Metro Atlanta police departments. DeKalb County says Police Chief Mirtha Ramos is on administrative leave. CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson is not saying why. She is announcing the department budget will be shifting to pay officers more. Cochran Johnson says it'll help recruit and retain officers.
I believe the long-term solution is to ensure that officers are paid a proper and decent wage for the services that they provide.
DeKalb County PD has just over 580 officers on the street right now, which is about 300 short of the number it should be. And Jonesboro's police chief and assistant chief are out. Chief Todd Coit and Assistant Police Chief Audrey Dunlap handed in their resignations this week. Mayor Danya Sarter says that their departments, their departures rather, are effective immediately.
We're just thankful and appreciative of their service to the city, and that's it. It's no drama, no incident or anything surrounding it. It's some choices that they made for themselves at that particular point.
Major Christopher Cato will serve as interim police chief in Coit's place. It is now 34 degrees in Atlanta, staying bitter cold again tonight. When does it get back into the 50s? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A Harbins Elementary School student is facing discipline after bringing a gun on a school bus and showing it to other students. In a letter to parents, Principal Jimmy Lovett says several students reported their classmate after getting off the bus stop. No one's injured, but the school says they are taking the situation seriously and the student could face criminal charges. Kash Patel wins Senate confirmation to become FBI director by a vote of 51 to 49 in the Senate today. CBS News congressional reporter Torian Small says 2 Republicans voted no on Patel.
Susan Collins of Maine, Lisa Murkowski of Alaska were the only 2 Republican defector when it came to this vote. Democrats have long decried Patel's nomination to lead the FBI, questioning the independence of the agency under his leadership.
A boss is accused of killing one of his employees after an argument in Gwinnett County. Police today are giving more details about a shooting outside a McDonald's on Sugarloaf Parkway Wednesday. 40-year-old Michael Todd of Houston is facing murder charges in the shooting death of 43-year-old Donald Stewart of Commerce. Police say the 2 got into a work-related argument. They did not work at the McDonald's where the shooting took place. News about your health now, and a new report shows disparities in cancer deaths.
Cancer mortality rates among black people are declining but remain higher than other racial and ethnic groups. American Cancer Society's Dr. Wayne Frederick says, in fact,
African Americans are 2 to 3 times more likely to die from cancers.
The report finds black men continue to die from prostate cancer at twice the rate of white men, and black women have a 38% higher likelihood of dying from breast cancer compared to white women. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Emory Healthcare is expanding into all Minute Clinic locations in Georgia, offering in-network adult primary care to patients. Patrick Hammond with Emory Healthcare says you'd be seeing a physician assistant or nurse practitioner.
Our Emory doctors are the supervising, collaborating physicians who sort of oversee the work of the APP or the APPs, so nurse practitioners and PAs.
Emory says there will be same-day access, extended evening and weekend hours at the Minute Clinics. CDC is looking into the possibility of household transmission of bird flu after 2 cats die in Michigan. The 2 indoor-only cats died in May. The owners were dairy farm workers with symptoms before the cats got sick, but they refused to be tested, so CDC could not confirm how the cats became infected. Computerized umpires are getting a test run at Major League Baseball spring training games.
The so-called automated ball strike system could start as early as the 2026 Major League Baseball season to help MLB home plate umpires but not replace them.
CBS's Jim Krasula reports baseball's been experimenting with the system in the minor leagues over the past 4 years. It is now 4:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple Team Traffic starts now with Alex Williams.
Still a slow ride on that west side inner loop coming up from the airport, 285 and northbound from Kent Creek Parkway up to another crash. They got off to the right, Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, exit 9. Hopefully those delays will quickly start to improve. 285 east and southbound, you're slow starting all the way back at Georgia 400 this afternoon. No relief till you get down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. Speaking of, just found a new crash on the jam cam heading out towards Stone Mountain. Highway 78 eastbound at West Park Place. Left lane blocked there. Starting to slow back toward Hugh Howell, but no alternate needed just yet. Checking the ride on 400. Kobe Dawkins.
Well, 400 northbound, expect slight delays starting just before Abernathy Road, getting almost to Northridge Road. And checking rides getting into the northwest, 75 northbound, slight tap of the brakes from North Marietta Parkway getting to Chastain Road. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Clear and cold tonight with a hard freeze on the way. Temperatures falling to the upper teens to low 20s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 46. Another hard freeze on Saturday morning with lows in the mid-20s. Daytime highs in the low 50s.
34 right now in Lawrenceville. It's 33 in Canton and 34 in Fayetteville. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
A DUI conviction could be life-changing. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-935-6077. 800-935-6077. 800-935-6077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Aram here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair's completely redefined hair restoration, from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with the team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that Advanced Hair Guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
This stuff between Trump and Zelensky is fascinating. Now he's saying he's a dictator. And CNN says that's a false charge. NBC News, too. Everybody says it's a false charge. What I find interesting is that I'm beginning to realize that Zelensky may be like an innocent in all of this. Like somebody who was talked into something. Because there's a lot of reports that Zelensky wanted to make a deal before Russia invaded. And that Boris Johnson at the last second, because the UK has just got a real bug up there behind on the whole thing. No, don't make a deal. We'll be,
He flew there. He flew there before they were about to make a deal.
And so Zelensky was talked into just a fool's errand. It doesn't matter what you want. Ukraine was never going to beat Russia in a land war. And the only way that they would beat them is if, we actually went to all-out war, and then that would be a nuclear war, and then no one would win. There was never a chance that this thing as outlined, we're going to keep on going until we get all the way back to where Crimea is in Ukraine before this ends. That was never a possibility. I mean, maybe it's sad that it wasn't whatever, but the fact of the matter is it was never a possibility without all-out war between Russia and the United States. And so he got talked into this thing, well, hey, we'll be behind you. But in reality, because of the threat of nuclear war, we were never ever more able to have anything more than a couple of toes in the water. We could not jump into the fight to win it, or it would have almost immediately escalated into something that could have ended the planet. And who's going to make that decision to do that? So he was talked into an impossible thing. Maybe he's an innocent in this. I don't know. He doesn't seem to know that he was used as a pawn by neocons and, you know, these crazy people at the top of our intelligence agencies and NATO that, you know, seem to think that the purpose of the United States is to run the world. And that's the most important purpose. And that's what all of our money and all of our strategy and everything should be to. The world is the world. We make the rules. You follow them. We enforce it. We make you follow our rules. And that was never going to have a chance. Not while China had nukes, not while Russia had nukes. It was never going to be a chance. Again, doesn't matter that it bothers you that you wish you lived in a world where it could happen. When you're a leader, you should be dealing in things that can happen, that are possible. You shouldn't put one citizen's life up if you can't say, I know a way that we can win. That's why all of this was always horrific. From the same cast, the neocons, the Bill Kristols, Victoria Nulands, the Blinkens, William Burns, these people who have certain objectives geopolitically. And yes, innocent people will die based on all of our plans. Part of it that we don't talk about a lot, but that we understand is that in order for this to come to be, a lot of innocent people are going to have to die. We call that collateral damage. There. Doesn't that feel better than Jim or Alice or Junior? Doesn't it feel better just to throw it into a bucket called collateral damage, and then we could move on because we have certain geopolitical aims. And yes, some thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of innocent people will have to die. But did I mention that we have certain geopolitical aims, and we've decided these are the most important things in the world? We didn't ask the voters to vote on that. They're too stupid. But we've decided this. And it may very well be that as this whole game is being called out, maybe the reason Zelensky's lashing out is he doesn't know that he's a pawn. It doesn't make me feel better to tell you that he's a pawn any more than it makes you feel good to hear it. Problem is, 2 + 2 = 4, and Volodymyr Zelensky was always a pawn in a game that was run by people like Victoria Nuland much more than Zelensky. Much more. When you have to beg, borrow, and steal to fight a huge nation, you probably don't have much chance of winning. That's just the way that it is. Also, I'm finally seeing some stories about how what I said yesterday is right. Actually, yeah, there's some things going to happen now. Things don't look good. But overall, down the line, putting a little daylight between Russia and China in the long run is the better foreign policy strategy for the United States, rather than isolating them together so that they combine their forces and go get a few other countries like India, Brazil, South Africa that will work with them to create their own kind of economy without us.
We're putting daylight between us and Europe, though, Eric, by doing that.
Europe is nothing but vassal states for the United States. They will ultimately end up doing whatever the hell we tell them to do. That's the reality. That's why they're freaking out. You know, they're running around like, well, the game is up. The game is up. Germany puts all of their money into their people. That's fantastic. You know why they can? Because they know the United States will do the fighting for them if push comes to shove. So they don't have to take the tax money and spend it on that. And our neocons are like, yes, we want you dependent. We don't care about our middle class. We'll bleed them dry in order if you become vassal states and just allow us to work through you, because what we've decided, have I mentioned, we have certain geopolitical aims, which are much more important than, ending homelessness in our own country or some kind of stupid pedestrian thing like that. Have I mentioned that we have certain geopolitical aims? A few thousand innocents will have to die, but these are geopolitical aims after all. It's interesting to watch all of this kind of like, is it this scandalous to try to end a stupid war that's killing people for no good reason? I'm going to tell you something you might not want to know. Russia won that war before they invaded because there was never a chance Ukraine could win. So is Zelensky a good leader, sending a bunch of people to their deaths when there was never a chance they could win? Outside of what's right, who's wrong, how it all started, most people don't know there was a push-pull involved here at the very least between two sides, having very little to do with the Ukrainian people. That the whole country has been used as a neocon playground. Because I don't know if I told you this yet, but they have certain geopolitical aims. And that's way more important than the life of a child. Always remember that. Always remember that. Alex Williams says there are delays through downtown.
Yeah, getting slower, creeping up to 30 minutes as you head southbound out of Buckhead from Lenox Road. For the ride down to I-20, just slow the whole way on the connector south through downtown. Had earlier traffic light issues on Lenox Road right at Georgia 400. Looks like that has been worked out. Everything back to normal there. Your northbound delays on the connector start right at University Avenue. Not going to break free of those until you get up past Peachtree, Pine Street, approaching the Varsity, passing up through Midtown. And still dealing with this stalled MARTA bus. It continues to be in the right lane of Peachtree Street northbound, right over I-85 approaching Deering Road. So you will see some delays between Midtown and Buckhead, but so far no need for an alternate there. Been watching a crash heading out towards Stone Mountain, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, and that trouble spot is Highway 78 eastbound at West Park Place Boulevard. Crash cleanup continues to knock out one left lane, seeing delays back to Hugh Howell Road. And watching 85 northbound getting into Gwinnett's, they're jammed leaving Spaghetti Junction, getting to Pleasant Hill Road, and then you free up a little bit, and then just a tap of the brakes getting into Swanee. This report is sponsored by Zenshi Handcrafted Sushi. Craving something fresh and flavorful? Discover Zenshi Handcrafted Sushi. High quality, affordable, and made fresh daily. Find Zenshi Sushi today at your local Publix markets, right by the seafood counter. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Buying a new car? Need help fixing your current car? What's the safest car for a first-time buyer? The Car Guys have the answer. Join Shelley Winter and automotive expert Kevin Deutsch this and every Saturday at 12 for all your car needs. The Car Guys, presented by Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, Saturdays at noon on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Your deck is more than just a place to flip a burger or have a cup of coffee. It gathers your friends and family on all your favorite occasions and is there to enjoy every day. Hi, I'm Scott Nelson, owner of Nelson Exteriors, and we build beautiful, high-quality decks at a reasonable price. We're licensed and insured, provide exceptional customer service, design help, and we'll work with the materials you want. Strength, durability, beauty. Decks done differently. Built by Nelson Exteriors. Get your free estimate. Google Nelson Exteriors.
It starts as a nuisance and you just put up with it, but then that awful joint pain impacts everything in your life. Walking, climbing stairs, even getting in and out of the car hurts. Hey, it's Mark here. Talking about that always there joint pain in your knee, hip, shoulder, and back. But there's good news. QC Kinetics. Groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. Long-term relief now possible. At QC Kinetics, their regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetic patients would tell you, don't wait, make the call today. Talk to the local medical pros. These new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments, can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. Look, joint pain does not get better with time, so before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026.
At Cigna Healthcare, it's not just about getting healthy, it's about staying healthy. That's why we're designing a better way to treat obesity, starting with ensuring that those who need GLP-1s have access to them. But everyone is different. So we support them in many different ways, like helping them see a nutritionist.
Keep it up. You're doing great.
When it comes to healthcare, a better experience means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 40% off, plus kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. I know what's important to you when you're looking for a new deck. You want the work done with quality workmanship, on time, within your budget, and built correctly. Getting a new deck from Ben Hill Renovations checks all the boxes. And when it comes to new decks, pretty much anything you can imagine, Ben Hill can do. And they're all backed by the Ben Hill Workmanship Warranty. Swing by the new Ben Hill Renovations showroom in Douglasville and talk to one of their designers. Or see them on the web at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
I told you the other day that I think, you do hear this, boy, Trump's flooding the zone. Now, what does that mean? It's just that he's making so much news on so many fronts that I think that one effect that it has is his opponents don't ever have enough time to coalesce around one idea to fight back on, because there's 7 more. And some of them are policy-based, and then some of them just throw stuff out there like a Napoleon-like quote to make them for 24 hours go, whoa, now he thinks he's Napoleon.
The King quote yesterday.
Yeah, well, yesterday he AI'd a picture of himself as a king and put it out there with one of his, I think, Truth Social posts.
Trying to help out with the congestion tolls up in New York.
Yeah, basically saying, hey, the king has decided there will be no congestion. And it's all in there. I mean, the fact that he's putting pictures of himself out there as a king, it's just more, it's like, it's just like, it's like outrage chum that he's throwing out there.
I like that.
And there's so much of it that you can't line up all your resources behind one idea. Let's have a rally on this. It's like every minute there's something else, and now the people who are most upset about the king thing, they'll break off from the last thing and be like, no, we got to go on. He's presenting himself as a king now, and it just scatters all of the opposition. I don't know if that was the purpose, or if it is the purpose, or if it's just a lucky thing that's happening.
He wants you
along
thinking
with
about him every single
Jared
day and
has
night. And I finally, what I've learned this time around, especially with how busy it's been, is that you have to have some Trump cleanse days. Not because it's not that he's doing bad and good things. There's plenty of things I agree with and plenty of things I disagree with what he's doing. But he wants you to focus on him all the time.
And you're like, no, damn
and
it.
I'm like, no.
I'm not.
I'm like, there's
How's
cool
your
things.
walk, Jared? Is
Trump.
the walk doing well?
I am enjoying my walk, and I'm not thinking about you.
How's that? The
Trump,
geese?
he's trying not to think
Well,
about
the
you
geese,
now.
the beautiful geese over there, they don't want to freeze in the water. Good thing you live in Atlanta. You go home to your beautiful wife and you give her a kiss. You think about me? You think
No,
about
I
Trump?
do not think about you when I'm kissing my beautiful wife.
I bet you do. You're gonna,
I do
you're
not.
Gonna, from now on.
Your favorite president, right? You're thinking about your
You love your favorite president? You know what she does? She goes, oh, somebody's thinking about Trump.
No.
It's on.
That's exactly what you want there, Mr. President.
I want
but,
a lot of things.
But I refuse to allow you to dominate my head like
now,
that.
Is this like 1 day a week, 2 days a week that you do the I'm not going to think about Trump today cleanse?
It's not that I'm not going to think about him. It's just when I know that there's a bunch of headlines.
Well, yeah, if you're going to think about me.
He's trying not to think about you.
All you have to do, look up in the sky. That cloud looks like Trump.
That goose that I heard honking sounds a lot like you, too.
Oh, you're calling me a goose?
Yes, you were honking over there all the
Later
way.
tonight when you cuddle up next to that lovely wife of yours. And you turn over and you see her face, you're going to see my face.
Yes. Your favorite president.
Give me a kiss. I'm your favorite president.
See, I don't want to think about you like that. But I've learned, though, while
It's
everybody...
okay. I don't judge.
While everybody else responds to you like your first presidency,
Right.
for the second presidency, what I do is if I know that I'm just overloaded with your headlines, I just take a little break. I'm like, hey,
take
what's
a
going
little
on in
break.
Atlanta?
But he's inside your head. This is
But
the
all
voice.
All day
He's
long.
gonna
I
be
wonder if that goose over there reminds me of Trump. I wonder whether that. Oh, look, there's a deer. Let me quick run over and take a picture of it for Instagram.
You seem to know a lot about his life.
I got drones.
I knew that you were watching me.
I like
you,
Jared.
You want me
Yeah.
to focus in on you
Were
all
he
the
a
time.
little bit older, I would invite him to work in the White House.
Oh, yeah? A little bit older. He's 36.
Well, I mean, too young.
Yeah, about to be 36. Would you let me into
Well,
the White
it's
House,
the end
actually?
of the week. You are 36. It's the end of the week.
Yeah,
let's not hang on to
Oh,
35.
Would
I
you
would
actually
let
let
you in.
you would
I would-
actually let
oh,
me into the White House?
absolutely, I
I heard
would
about what
let
happened
you
with Shelley. What
Well,
happened with
that
that?
was a
Yeah,
big-
you didn't
that
let
was a
Shelley Winter in.
problem. I love Shelley.
What's the matter with you?
I love Shelley Winter. Everybody knows that I love Shelley Winter. He was great in the Poseidon Adventure. And he's got that radio show, Lolita.
Yes. Yeah. What's not to like about Shelley Winter?
He should have called.
You should have let him into the White House.
I wasn't there. I was in Mar-a-Lago.
Okay. Well, why was he there if you weren't
I
there?
don't know, some stuff.
You guys are
Stuff that I don't know anything about.
mixed
See,
messages.
this is the problem. When everybody thinks about you like that, then you're gonna disappoint some people. It's okay
Kiss
to
that wife tonight, Jared. Think of me.
Yes, sir, Mr.
Think of
President.
your favorite president. Alex Williams says it's a slow ride on 285 in DeKalb.
Nothing to slow you down except the car in front of you this afternoon, Eric. 285 eastbound delays start Ashford. Dunwoody Road gets slower as you approach Dorville and I-85 Spaghetti Junction with that merging madness. Trying to get on to 85 northbound, 285 southbound. You're on the brakes down to Memorial Drive, while 85 northbound, toughest part of that ride's from Chamblee Tucker passing Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Then a secondary slow zone, just sluggish from Sugarloaf Parkway up to the 985 split. Still been watching this crash in Stone Mountain, heading out past Stone Mountain, Highway 78 eastbound at West Park Place. They're in the left lane, so you'll see those brake lights coming off from Memorial Drive. 400 northbound, that slow zone is starting right around 285 up to Northridge, and a few more brake lights in the work zone in Alpharetta, passing Windward Parkway, exit 11. How's the ride on 75 and 575, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, slight tap of the brake, 75 northbound, starting at the North 120 loop, getting past Barrett Parkway, and watching 575 northbound. Nothing holding you up getting into Woodstock, but we are spotting some new trouble in Paulding County, Highway 92 southbound at Macklin Road. All lanes are blocked due to a crash. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
You got your termite billed and they raised your rate again. Switch to Breda Pest Management and your rate's locked in for 10 years. BredaPest.com.
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
Cancer upends your life.
we're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Governor Kemp is protecting consumers from high costs and standing with small businesses.
A failure to act on meaningful tort reform will continue to put Georgians and their livelihoods in serious jeopardy.
Georgians are paying a hidden tax because of a broken system, over $5,000 a year. Car insurance, health care, everything costs more. Call Senator Strickland at 404-656-0508. Tell him to stand with Governor Kemp and pass tort reform. Paid for by protecting American consumers together.
Dave Baker here for AquaGuard Foundation Solutions. You know some warning signs that your home's foundation needs help, like sinking concrete slabs, bowed walls, sticking windows, or sagging floors? If your home has any of these symptoms, AquaGuard Foundation Solutions is here to help you. They'll send an expert technician out to address the problem and work with you to find the best solution for your home and your budget. Schedule your free inspection at aquaguard.net now. When it comes to foundation issues, remember,
AquaGuard. WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, a shakeup at the DeKalb County Police Department in an effort to make the streets safer.
In the past 6 years, DeKalb County Police has lost 300 officers, a third of its force. So County CEO Lorraine Cochran-Johnson has announced a massive recruiting drive, nixing triple overtime and applying that money to across the board 7% raises.
We are simply reallocating funds.
Cochran-Johnson also announced health care and housing incentives for new hires. Meantime, Chief Mirtha Ramos has been put on paid administrative leave. No reason given. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
34 degrees in Atlanta, a hard freeze tonight. How much of a warm-up in the days ahead? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. People wrongly convicted of a crime in Georgia could one day get money from the state.
After spending decades in prison, Lee Clark was exonerated in 2022 and released into civilian life.
It's sad to think that a man walks out of prison and walks out here into nothing.
Clark's experience is not unique. A new bipartisan bill would give a judge the power to decide whether to give compensation to someone. It would be $75,000 a year for every year a person was incarcerated. Representative Scott Holcomb.
Those monies will never truly compensate them, but they can at least give them a start on a new life.
Similar bill last year failed to pass both chambers. From the state capitol, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
A Gwinnett County elementary school student is caught showing off a gun on a school bus.
Harbin's elementary school principal, Jimmy Lovett, sent a letter home to parents on Wednesday. Lovett's letter to parents says a student showed other students a gun while on a school bus. Lovett says the student will face maximum disciplinary action, and out of an abundance of caution, school resource officers will be present this week at school and also at the bus stop where the incident happened. Gwinnett County Police are asking anyone with information about the incident to contact police, and you can do it anonymously. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
The Fulton County Medical Examiner today identifies the 3 siblings killed in an Atlanta apartment fire yesterday. 4-year-old Jakari White, 1-year-old Zyla White, and 9-month-old Zalia White were killed in Wednesday's fire on Fairburn Road in southwest Atlanta. The Medical Examiner will perform autopsies on the 3 kids. There is no definitive cause of death. The U.S. Senate today confirms Kash Patel to be the next FBI director.
The yeas are 51. The nays are 49. The confirmation is confirmed.
Senators Murkowski and Collins, the only Republicans voting no. A decision on the future of 2 Fulton County elementary schools could be made tonight after one last round of public comments.
Park Lane and Spalding Drive elementary schools are up for closure based on a recommendation by Superintendent Dr. Mike Looney. It has stirred passions with students and parents, but board member Lily Pazatek says they must consider the whole county's needs.
This will impact the entire county, north, south, east, west. So I want to make sure that we can support all of our students
students by giving them the very best educational opportunities.
The two schools' ages and attendance numbers are cited as reasons for closure. The public comments get underway at 6 tonight. The vote of the board will follow, a simple 4-3 majority required. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
An out-of-this-world experience today for students at Woodward Mill Elementary School in Gwinnett County. They get to talk to an astronaut aboard the International Space Station.
Do you feel any difference between being in space back on Earth over?
Yes, you do feel different when you come back to Earth, and it lasts for a day or two, and then you are back to normal. Over.
Woodward Mill was selected because of their science fairs, robotics program, and awards. Expensive cars belonging to former UGA quarterback Carson Beck are stolen from his home in Miami. Police are looking for Beck's Mercedes and Lamborghini. The thieves who stole Beck's cars do not appear to be connected to the Chilean crime ring that targeted Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Joe Burrow. It is now 5:04, and the Von Haessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, it is triple team traffic, and here is Alex Williams.
Got a few new crashes around the downtown area, Bill. One heading toward West Atlanta, right lane knocked out, I-20 westbound, Lowry Boulevard, exit 55. That's just going to add to the already slow ride on 75, 85, both north and southbound, trying to get through that I-20 interchange. And now we have a crash heading up through Brookhaven, northeast Atlanta, 85 and northbound, right under the North Druid Hills Bridge, exit number 89. That sits in the second left lane. Already starting to cause delays back to the 85-400 split, with southbound still 30 minutes from 85 and 400 merge down to that slow I-20 ride. Still watching this crash on Highway 78 passing Stone Mountain, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, and it's Highway 78 eastbound at West Park Place Boulevard, exit 9. That crash continues to knock out one left lane, still seeing delays back to Hugh Howell Road. And now watching rides on the East Freeway, 20 westbound leaving Stonecrest, those delays stretching from Lithonia Industrial Boulevard to the perimeter. And eastbound rides, you are slow from Wesley Chapel Road, just getting past Panola Road. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official heating of winter. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies and very cold tonight. Temperatures falling to the upper teens to low 20s for tomorrow. That's a hard freeze, so make sure to leave the faucets dripping overnight into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 46. Another hard freeze on Saturday morning, lows in the mid-20s. Saturday afternoon, partly cloudy, high 52. Sunday, not as cold, morning low 30, afternoon high 56. Warming up on Monday, mostly sunny, morning low 34, afternoon high 62.
34 in Winder, 30 in Cartersville, 35 in Decatur. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. And I got lots of questions. Probably most of them having to do with Trump and how things are going right now. But maybe some... Oh, do you have that audio still from the City Council South Fulton thing? We can wrap that up. Well, not at this moment, but I just want to make sure you have that on deck.
I can have it pulled up for you.
As we... Yeah, pull it up for me. Damn it.
I got that. I feel like it's...
Pull it up.
I got you, buddy.
You see back, like, you see this area back here that I have a pain? This is I never.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to look there or not.
Well, it's weird.
Why not? Why can't
well,
you look? It's called no man acetol, no acetol.
That well, I do. I do suffer. I suffer from that as well, Bill Crane. But last night, so I fell asleep in the media room, and I was on the couch. It's a weird couch, it's a little bit lower set. And I just kind of fell asleep at like midnight, and I woke up at 4 a.m. No problem. I just went and laid down. I was fine. I got plenty of sleep. But the way that I fell asleep on the couch, it bruised something. But look where it is. It's like right here. Like who gets hurt there?
What were you lying off the couch?
No, I have no idea.
You have a book under you or something?
It wasn't anything. And if it hurt that bad, why didn't it wake me up? These are the questions.
It's an old man thing to do, to hurt yourself in your sleep.
Yeah, this is a Dr. Joe question.
It is.
I'm sure he can adjust.
Too bad I'm not
Bill, Bill Crane, you can't tell me what.
Let's keep the pants
right
up
over,
today.
Right over my right cheek there.
Therapy Thursday with Bill Crane.
That's right. Let's do this.
Maybe it's like a sciatic.
It's time for Bill Crane's Brain Drain.
That's all right. Sorry to cut you off there. I don't know. That was all right. I was surprised. I was going to ask if Autumn was still with us. I don't think I'd heard her voice for like the last hour.
I would hope if she had died, y'all would let me know. Hi, Autumn.
Oh, of
course.
Well, you went extreme.
Well, yeah, no, I didn't think she died.
Well, when you say somebody's still with us.
Well,
yeah,
we are in our 60s, so
Yeah,
some things that kind of shade that way, but I just hadn't heard her in the last hour or so. I want to make sure you
were
all right.
talking.
Well, I know, but I like for you to be part of the show too, because you're here. Yeah,
She's the co-host. She should
you're
definitely
the
be part of the
co-host,
show.
and she brings the sexy, and I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
very important.
42 years old, mama too. Sexy.
Yeah, that's what us guys like when we get in our 50s
Oh
and 60s.
yeah.
I like a woman with experience.
She's down.
You must be doing something right on the camera because the open mics have been extra creepy lately, Autumn.
Yeah.
Oh, doing something right?
Yeah, you must be.
I don't like women with perfect bodies. Give me a 42-year-old radio host,
Must
co-host.
have stretch marks.
Yes. That's called experience. I like someone experienced. You know who has experience?
That's a roadmap to where I want to go.
You know who has
Lot of
experience in politics? That's just Bill Crane. Yeah, more roads every day, it seems like. Hey, Bill Crane, you don't have to opine on any of that
I'm
stuff.
staying out of this.
That was there.
No, Bill, we want to hear your opinion.
Bill is.
Yeah, what do you think about stretch marks? You like
So, who doesn't like stretch marks?
Come on.
Everybody loves them. I don't know if you've noticed this, but the President Trump, he's been doing a lot of things.
Yeah, but that
Very-
flood the zone thing, I picked up on that.
Yes, and my feeling is the flood the zone, which we hear a lot about, is really a tactic that keeps any opposition from having any time to land on one issue that they
Or
want
to
push
say
back on.
anything and get attention
Before the
because
next thing
they're
happens.
responding right.
You see today, I mean, I think yesterday, it's like did an AI thing of himself dressed as a king, right?
Yeah.
And that's just another thing to get people. It's really, I call it outraged chum. He's just chumming the waters with so much that I think that it's keeping the people who would want to resist him off balance. They don't know where to get their footing. Do you think that that's just something that is? You think that was the strategy going in, or is it just like, oh, hey, this is working, let's keep doing it?
Steve Bannon, who is sort of banished but is still an advisor to the president, they still talk, has said that was part of the strategy if they got back in the White House, was basically to not allow the other side to get a word in edgewise and to flood the zone with things that had been talked about during the campaign, things that are in the 2025 plan, things that have been on Trump's mind, like Greenland and the Gulf of America, for a period of time that he just didn't ever get to in his first term. And he's successfully doing that. Now, whether or not all of these things become policy, become law, are not overturned by the courts, and whether it's the most thoughtful way to govern is another discussion.
Do you have to say so far?
Certainly momentum's on his side. I had to acknowledge to Tim when I came in that I was wrong, that Kash Patel did get across the finish line. But
I was agreeing with you. I didn't think you'd get
I
in.
still think that a lot of this has to do, and I have not read this anywhere, this is just a notion that a lot of this has to do with the response that he got at the Super Bowl. I think any Republicans that were thinking about, slowing down RFK Jr. or someone like Kash Patel, I just think that, politicians show up at sporting events to get booed. It would almost seem like
we've
they have
seen
to get
presidents booed. We've seen
and
presidents not do a good job getting that first pitch across the line at
yeah,
baseball
and
games.
I really feel like if you are not the ones that were not Susan Collins and Murkowski, they don't care. They do their own thing. But other Republicans, I think, saw that and just said, you know what? If somebody's terrible at their job, we'll deal with it then. But right now, we just got to give him what he wants, because his point of view was, I had people in my own cabinet who had working orders from outside this Oval Office to basically work against me. You're looking at the cabinet he has now. He's got everybody he ever wanted except for Matt Gaetz. Am I missing anybody, or is it just Matt Gaetz?
All of the more controversial nominees that we knew about on the front end. I mean, he still has positions he'll be filling. He potentially will have one or two Supreme Court justice appointments.
Sure.
In the first term, but his batting average is pretty high.
And if he gets in the next 3.5 years, if he gets 2 more court appointments,
You got to think Clarence Thomas is retiring.
Yeah, but that
Clarence Thomas is going to retire.
Okay, that
and
just keeps one seat the way that it is. Are there any of the liberals who are maybe even thinking about it, or does he just have the ability to keep it the way it is?
No, but Sonia Sotomayor's health is not good.
Okay, so because if he was able to get even one more to add over his
majority.
2 terms, he might have the most impact on the modern court of. I don't know. Am I missing somebody? I mean, as
Nixon
far as
had, I think, 7 over the 8-year span, and you really have to almost go back to when they added. They went from 6 to 9 during this Ulysses S. Grant term.
Yeah. Why was that done, by the way?
Similar rationale. It was basically post-Civil War, wanting to change the country's direction and to be very forceful with the South. And there were Democrats in Congress.
But when it was 6, they must have tied a bunch of times. That must have been a pain.
They did. It was an even number.
Yeah.
That was one of the rationales for going to an odd number and having a Chief Justice.
Yeah, it must have been. Well, look, we learned something.
It's in that font.
You're a smart guy. Who's buried in Grant's tomb?
We haven't figured it out yet.
I heard
Ulysses S. Grant is in Grant's tomb, but there are other tombs of the unknown soldier and things that we don't know who actually is buried.
No, I know, but why did that ever become a thing? Who's buried in Grant's tomb? Why did that ever become a thing?
Well, like Grant Park in Atlanta is not named for Ulysses S. Grant, so there's lots of.
But we can assume that. We can assume.
They should have named it after Sherman.
Sherman's Park. All right, so overall. I'm noticing that I don't know that Trump even plans all these. So now we've got Trump referring to Zelensky as a dictator. And
this is what happens when you're rushing across the finish line all the time. Little details like who started wars. You forget.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. Let me push back just a little bit. If you come into the wars where CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC helicopter you into a war, it's very obvious. I'm not going to go on one side or the other, but I think at this point it is it defies reality to say that between NATO and Putin since the year 2004 or so, there has been push-pull back and forth.
Yes, and in 2014 when Russia annexed and occupied Crimea.
What about when we helped overturn a duly elected government of Ukraine before that happened? With our intelligence agencies getting involved on the ground.
Supposedly the stuff that fronted before Biden that was basically about all of the
Well, you've heard the call from Victoria Nuland, right? Yeah. I mean, they were picking the next president. So that's my point, is that happened. Crimea happened. It's not Putin's talking points that the Azov street gangs were treating Russian-speaking Ukrainians horribly in those areas. That's not Putin did say it, but it's not a Putin talking point. In order for it to be a Putin talking point, you've got to call me and give me evidence that what I just said didn't happen. It did happen. What I'm saying is, like all wars, and these people have been hating each other both sides have good reason to hate the other side for 1,000 years.
No, but Trump figured it out, though. He read about it a lot over the last year.
My point is, we Polaroid snapshot it and go, that's the beginning. 2014 is not the beginning of this story.
No,
it goes back to NATO getting involved in Yugoslavia and Putin pointing out, you're opening up a can of worms. There's an awful lot of people who want their own countries in this part of the world.
When post-World War II, we redrew the boundaries of much of the world, along with Russia, along with Great Britain at the time, we have created conflicts in some places where they were less established and in some places where there weren't nation-state lines. And then in the 1967 war, we're not going to get Israel today, but they then got the Gaza Strip. So there's a phrase, to the victor goes the spoils of war. Yeah. There have been prior conflicts, and these parcels of land have traded hands. Russia wants to restore
I don't believe that.
Russia.
By the way, I have to say that I do not believe that Poland is threatened. I do not believe that, and if I'll stay on the air for long enough.
Poland doesn't have the resources. Poland doesn't have the
resources
resources Ukraine does. Finland may be.
The same people who sold us that bill of goods are the same people who said Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. Why would I believe those voices? If an individual lies to me once, he's been a good guy. Lies to me twice, what's going on here? Lies to me 3 times, he's a liar. So as far as I'm concerned, the people who sold me Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, and Ukraine, the next thing they tell me, I'm not going to automatically believe it. Hold on, we'll come back. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 85 in Brookhaven.
Yeah, it's a center lane or second left lane that's knocked out with this crash. Hero just arrived, 85 northbound, right under North Druid Hills, exit 89. You're already slow from the 85-400 split trying to come up out of northeast Atlanta. Southbound is no better, a half hour out of Buckhead down to I-20. Made even worse by a crash that has been in the right lane. It's going off to the right now. 20 westbound, Lowry Boulevard, exit number 55. Also been dealing with a crash in the intersection of Moreland Avenue at Custer Avenue. You're seeing slow in both ways on Moreland Avenue, but definitely seeing it more so on the northbound side. We've had some trouble spots along I-285, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, 285 eastbound in Fulton County. That's the outer loop past Jonesboro Road, exit 55. Dealing with a crash, knocking out one left lane. And then as you continue getting into DeKalb County, 285 northbound before Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34. More trouble, knocking out one right lane there, adding to the delays. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
The morning rush hour.
Jam-packed bumper to bumper.
Evening rush hour.
All lanes are shut down.
And everything in between.
Crash still on the right lane, 85 northbound Hamilton.
Tune in 24/7 with the Triple Team Traffic Center.
Slow beginning at Piedmont Avenue, 75 South Slow.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic. Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in, we'll work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546. It starts as a nuisance and you just put up with it, but then that awful joint pain impacts everything in your life. Walking, climbing stairs, even getting in and out of the car hurts. Hey, it's Mark Aaron. Talking about that always there joint pain in your knee, hip, shoulder, and back. But there's good news. QC Kinetics. Groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. Long-term relief now possible. At QC Kinetics, their regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetic patients would tell you, don't wait, make the call today. Talk to the local medical pros. These new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments, can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. Look, joint pain does not get better with time, so before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026.
You know, it occurs to me with all this stuff going on around the world, sometimes you just want to put a bow on it, right? And so what I figured out through all of this back and forth, this skirmish that's going on the world stage, is that Drake is a mononym, Kendrick Lamar is not. Thank you very much.
Mononym.
Thank you very much.
Clean.
Boy, I always feel like it's a weight off my shoulders once I use the word of the day. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I look over, George Clark's happy. If
It's gotta
George
be tough
Clark's
when you
happy,
throw that to that last hour, though.
well, then sometimes I look up and there's
Ding,
only
ding,
2
ding,
minutes
ding, ding.
left.
Makes my day every day.
I know, George Clark. I like your hair is getting. You're doing are you doing that straight thing? Like the hair is just going to stay really straight, like John Wick kind of like look.
It's not
Seems
really
like.
doing anything. It just happens to be looking like this at the moment.
Who's the actor that he's starting to look like with that hair that's in The Godfather and Deer Hunter and Dog Day Afternoon?
No, he's
the
much
other
more
guy.
handsome than that dude.
No, he is. No, but I mean, he's getting a little bit of that look. Huh? No, it's
No.
It's the guy that's in Dog Day Afternoon.
John,
He's with
Cazale?
Yes, John Cazale. Getting to look a little bit like John.
I don't think I'd Google it if I were you, Mr. Clark.
Cezalle. You're better looking than John Cazale.
You know,
have a similar haircut.
Need
today.
the cheesy mustache.
Yeah, but he's great. He's one of these.
I'm smart.
I don't think he was ever like the lead in anything, but he was in all these
He's a
great
character
movies. Great character actor, which you are, George Clark. Great character
God,
actor.
he died at 43.
Yeah, he died young, man. Not too. Yeah, sad.
Engaged to what's her face?
What? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
what's her
love her.
face? Yeah, she's great too.
The-
That must have been hard for her.
The most celebrated actress of all time. And I
Meryl
can't-
Streep.
Yes, thank
Was
you.
he really?
Yeah. Well, they were.
Were they
an
were
item.
engaged,
They
and
were
then he died before they got married?
She killed him.
Now let's not start that.
They were together during the.
I heard it was
Sierra.
Courtney Love.
Oh, right.
Yes, possible.
That's who it was. I always get those two confused.
Please don't sue me. That was just a joke.
Who's
Bill
going to
Crane.
sue you, Courtney?
I'm not.
Can I tell you that one time in Los Angeles, there was this detective that was going around. He'd written a book about how ridiculous idea that Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain, and we had him on, and the entire time I was challenging him and saying, I don't think that your research really. And still, I got to work the next day, and there were 500 pages waiting for me from Courtney Love's lawyer. So she wasn't playing games. Wow. I didn't read it all.
I don't
just
think
said,
she's hearing our show.
well, that may be. Now, I'm just saying, if you wonder why, I would think that was a possibility.
Well, even though you were saying you didn't believe it.
She didn't care. It was like the fact that people
You
even had him on,
mentioned her
and that her name was mentioned with it. And, maybe she's right, for all I know.
My name out your mouth.
Out your mouth. All right, Bill Crane.
Rhymes with Kurt Cobain.
It does. However, you and Courtney Love still getting along fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't come to the Christmas party this year.
You know how she is. Probably hungover.
I saw her throw up into a couch.
Nice.
Wow.
I saw a couch throw up into her.
There comes those papers again tomorrow.
Yes. She risked, I think that's his preferred pronoun, she.
She, yes.
Xi Jinping. She risked becoming top U.S. threat if Trump cuts deal with Putin. This is something that I was talking, this is from MSN.com.
Slight oversimplification, but yes.
But I do believe that although a lot of people hate what's going on right now with Zelensky and Trump and the fact that it looks like this is going to end in a way that a lot of neocons didn't want it to end, I say that the bigger picture, that Ukraine pushed Russia and China together, and that's always been the thing that we didn't want to happen. By becoming super friendly with Putin again, I feel like some daylight is coming between Russia and China, and that's probably better for the United States in the 20, 30, 40-year range. What do you say?
I would agree with you on that. There's really three functional spheres of influence, superpowers, whatever phrase you want to use: the United States of America, Russia, and China.
And
there are other important countries. I'm not.
But it's
saying,
a trilateral globe.
Right, and so when any of those two become too close, it becomes challenging for the outlier.
I think overall, in the long run, it's better to put some light between those two countries. Alex Williams says there's a travel advisory on 85 in Brookhaven.
Crash had been in the second left lane, 85 northbound, right under North Druid Hills. Now 2 left lanes blocked. They actually are just now moving it to the right shoulder. Fire department hopefully about to leave the scene here. 85 northbound, North Druid Hills, exit 89, but just adding to those delays coming up through Midtown and Northeast Atlanta. You can always use Beaufort Highway as an alternate. Elsewhere, crash I-20 westbound and Lowry Boulevard, exit 55. That now on the right shoulder, but it's still slow coming out of downtown, and it's just added extra pressure onto 75, 85 north and southbound in both directions. And still got this crash on the south side perimeter, left lane knocked out, 285 eastbound, the outer loop just past Jonesboro Road, exit 55. And we got a crash in the left lane, Highway 78 eastbound at West Park Place. New trouble on 400 in Forsyth County. Kobe Dawkins.
It's 400 northbound before McFarland Parkway, exit 12. One right lane blocked due to a crash. Seeing those delays building to Haynesbridge Road. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 888-471-3896. That's 888-471-3896. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and it's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right. You don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
It's what welcomes people to your home, and first impressions are everything. Your front door. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. We're the experts for every opening in your home. Not only your garage door, but your windows and your front door too. Replace your dated single front door with a gorgeous double door. No matter the size of your entrance, we can customize and install the double doors of your dreams. Make your front door grand. Get started at all4seasonsgarages.com.
Have a leaky basement? You know, once you've had water in your basement, it's going to be a regular thing. That's why you should call AquaGuard Foundation Solutions now. They'll work with you to ensure your basement stays dry. Visit aquaguard.net for a free inspection today. Remember,
AquaGuard. Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. Shakeups at two Metro Atlanta police departments. Longtime DeKalb County Police Chief Mirtha Ramos is now on paid administrative leave, but CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson is not saying why. She is announcing today a massive shuffling of the department's budget, giving officers an across-the-board pay raise.
What we're doing does not require an increase in budget. We are simply reallocating funds.
She says it's part of an effort to recruit and retain officers. The department has more than 300 open positions. Jonesboro is losing its police chief and assistant chief. Last year, Mayor Danya Sarter fired then Chief Tommy Henderson, but she says Chief Todd Coit is resigning on his own. Assistant Chief Audrey Dunlap is also leaving.
We're just thankful and appreciative of their service to the city, and that's it. It's no drama, no incident or anything surrounding it. It's some choices that they made for themselves at that particular point.
No reason given for either resignation. The mayor says Major Christopher Cato will serve as interim police chief in Coit's place. It is 34 degrees in Atlanta. How much of a warm-up after a hard freeze? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A new bipartisan bill at the state capitol would give people wrongfully convicted of a crime in Georgia a path to get paid.
It is time for us to take a strong step to take care of all who are wrongly prosecuted and serve time for a crime that they did not commit.
Republican State Rep Katie Dempsey says the bill would pay someone $75,000 a year for every year they spent behind bars if a judge approves. An elementary school student in Gwinnett County is caught with a gun on a school bus. A letter sent to parents of students at Harbins Elementary School saying the student flashed the gun on the bus, and after getting off at the bus stop, the student now facing the maximum disciplinary consequences. News about your health. A new report shows the impact of cancer on African Americans in Georgia.
The report finds African Americans are 2 to 3 times more likely to die from cancer than whites. And the American Cancer Society's Dr. Wayne Frederick says
some of it we think might have to do with lifestyle and other associated diseases.
The most commonly diagnosed cancers continue to be prostate, breast, lung, and colorectal cancers, which account for 58% of all new cancer diagnosed among Black people. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Funeral services are held today for 49-year-old Joycelyn Wilson. Her body was found in Lake Oconee earlier this month after she and her fiancé, Gary Jones, went missing while out on a boat. The search continues for his body. Wilson was a Mays High School graduate and taught math at Spelman College. In a 51-49 vote today, the U.S. Senate confirms Kash Patel to be the next director of the FBI. Former federal prosecutor Laurie Levinson says what happens now will be telling after some senators express reservations.
Real concerns about whether he would retaliate against FBI officials who assisted, for example, in the January 6th investigation, and in general, how he will relate to today's FBI.
Senators Murkowski and Collins are the only Republicans voting no. There are no reports of injuries after 3 buses explode near Tel Aviv. Police are calling it a suspected terror attack. Explosive devices on 2 other buses failed to detonate. Struggling low-cost airline Spirit gets some good news.
The Florida-based budget carrier getting a court's approval to exit bankruptcy after finalizing a restructuring deal that hands over control of the airline to new private owners, its top bondholders. It comes after it rejected a second takeover offer from rival Frontier Air in just the past few weeks. Spirit hoping to boost business by luring more upscale travelers with premium options like wider seats and free alcoholic beverages for passengers paying higher-priced airfares. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
It's now 5:34. This news sponsored by John Foy and Associates. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic starts with Alex Williams.
Not fun out on the roadways right now, Bill. The good news is earlier crash, 20 westbound, Lowry Boulevard, exit 55. That's off to the right, as well as 85 in northbound in the Brookhaven area at North Druid Hills, exit 89. But the ride through downtown is cooked in both directions. Southbound about a half hour from the 85-400 merge down to I-20. Northbound also looking at about 25 minutes from Highway 166 Langford Parkway up to 10th Street in Midtown. Still got this trouble in the left lane, 285 eastbound, the outer loop past Jonesboro Road, exit 55. You're slow back before 75. Just found a new crash, left lane block 20 eastbound past Riverside Parkway in Cobb County. And over in Stone Mountain, still trying to clean up the trouble that's been in the 1 to 2 left lanes, 78 eastbound out around West Park Place. Big jam on 400 heading up toward Forsyth County, Kobe Dawkins.
It's 400 northbound before McFarland Parkway, exit 12. Seeing multiple cars potentially due to a crash, knocking out one right lane. Those delays almost to Mansell Road. And looking southbound, nothing holding you up, leaving Alpharetta, getting to the perimeter, I-285. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies and very cold tonight. Temperatures falling to the upper teens to low 20s for tomorrow. That's a hard freeze, so make sure to leave the faucets dripping overnight into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 46. Another hard freeze on Saturday morning, lows in the mid-20s. Saturday afternoon, partly cloudy, high 52. Sunday, not as cold, morning low 30, afternoon high 56. Warming up on Monday, mostly sunny, morning low 34, afternoon high 62.
33 in Roswell, 34 in Decula, 33 in Forest Park. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
When insurance companies play games, the strong arm wins. Hey, it's Smilin' Mark McKay for John Foy and Associates. If you've been injured in a wreck, don't try to take on the insurance companies alone. They'll toy with you and try to pay you the least amount possible. John Foy has an experienced and winning team that knows how to beat them at their own game. A simple call to the strong arm can get you the money you're entitled to. Pay nothing up front and get your free case evaluation at johnfoy.com.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing a better way for you to get better care. And that starts with being there to support you around the clock. When you call or text, we'll always answer with 24/7 access to mental health clinicians. And we'll call you too, with a 100% follow-up rate to make sure you have everything you need. Whatever works best for you, works best for us. We're really just here to help you get better. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
Belinda here for Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm here to introduce you to a new procedure that Dr. Ashraf is performing called laser optics. This changed my life, folks. I was so tired of wearing contacts and glasses. The glasses were not around when I needed them. I had astigmatism, so the contacts didn't fit me well, and I had beginning stages of cataracts. So I went in. I was a great candidate for laser optics. It was a quick, painless procedure. The next day, it was like everything was in HD. The colors were more vibrant. The leaves were more vibrant. The sky was more vibrant. My husband was better looking. Everything was great. Laser optics with Dr. Ashraf, Atlanta Vision Institute. Go to the website 2020atlanta.com to find out more information. Also, take the quiz to see if this is a procedure that's good for you. Your medical insurance may cover it. That's 2020atlanta.com.
Even Bill Crane tells me he's starting to doubt that whole Ghost Flyer of Kyiv story. Raise your hand if you debunked it on day one. It wasn't even possible. Where was he getting his fuel? Just use your
From
brain,
Snake
people.
Island with those heroes.
Oh, turns out that never happened either.
What?
Yeah.
Not from the drone submarines?
No, they just surrendered. They didn't say anything. They didn't. Everything's. Anyway, let's not get into all of that. Hey, we have been following this mayor, the first mayor of South Fulton.
Yeah, Mayor Kobe.
Mayor Kobe, who the last time we got together, the city council had taken away his
car,
his
pool table,
couldn't get to his office. He's
his
still the
media
mayor.
center.
Yeah, he's still the mayor, right?
He still has keys to the building.
So this is him. It sounds like a city council meeting.
Yes,
and
he's kind of
He's kind of like trying to do it like a race thing, isn't he? Kind of
in a way, yeah.
But I'm assuming that most people on the city council,
I believe,
share his race.
I believe all of the
and
South
a lady, I don't know who the city. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bill.
I believe they're all African American.
There's so I don't know who the lady is at the end,
but she calls him out.
Just lets him have it. This is hilarious.
I am so distressed and disappointed that the blackest city in the United States of America is heading into Black History Month with its all-black council tearing each other down.
We're not tearing you down. You took your black behind over to Africa for 20 days and didn't tell anybody.
I love it. It's true. Wasting South Fulton's taxpayer money. This guy has had multiple things that have happened. He was peeking into people's houses.
Oh yeah, that's another story. What was that, Bill Crane? Was he peeking into somebody's house? And he said he was
he was interested in buying. Is what he was making the justification for peeking into it.
I'm going to say on advice of Courtney's lawyer,
yes,
that I don't have the facts on that situation, but the allegation is that he was outside of private residences which were not his own.
Yes.
Peeking in. Well, he is the mayor.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to keep an eye.
Maybe he was just doing code enforcement.
Yeah.
He cares about his community. He's making sure everybody's been put to bed safely.
Multiple Easter parties, the trip to Ghana, as you mentioned, the pool table. I mean, this guy,
Oh, yeah, he did. Like, the city council had an Easter egg hunt, and then he had his own.
Yes.
So they've been at odds.
Now the only excuse.
How long is his term? Like when is
4 years?
And when did South Fulton get started? I must have been asleep when all this happened.
There have been since Sandy Springs 25 years ago about 15 new municipalities in Fulton, DeKalb, and Gwinnett counties, and South Fulton is the most recent.
My understanding is that the Metro Atlanta area.
Mulberry and Gwinnett is actually the most recent. Sorry.
The Metro Atlanta area is larger than most, having something to do with the Depression. Somehow, it was
2,150 square miles. Fulton was 3 counties: Campbell to the south, Camp Creek Parkway; Fulton in the center, Milton to the north. During the Great Depression, Milton and Campbell counties went bankrupt, and they ceded their territory into Fulton County.
Okay, and so basically it was easier to survive by becoming a
100
larger
miles
metro
from where
area.
you live up there to down in South Fulton.
Okay, interesting.
January 4th, 2022 is when he took office. We got 2 more years of this guy.
2 more years of so he does have keys to the building. He can get in the building.
He still has access to his office. He was in there. Channel 2 was trying to speak with him last night. He still can get in the building, and he's still the elected mayor. They haven't brought formal recall charges or petitions yet. There have been no criminal charges filed, so the chances are good that he'll stay mayor. But if there are allegations of impropriety, misappropriation of funds beyond the travel, the governor can remove elected officials based on felony allegations that are indicted, as we've seen in other jurisdictions.
Like what's going on in New York.
Correct. And in Fulton or DeKalb County several years back, Governor Nathan Deal removed half of the DeKalb County School Board when the county school system lost.
Is that what that whole school thing?
When they lost to health, when they lost accreditation.
Yeah, it's watching this guy. You just wonder, is he even thinking about reelect? Like, are the people behind him? I
There's so many
is it one of
questions,
these
right?
things? Like, where are the people? Are they behind the mayor? Are they behind city council? I have no idea.
It seems like when cities when cities get their charter right, that they have a difficult time finding their footing. With
Sandy
Stonecrest,
Sandy Springs kind of hit the ground running.
But
I
you
mean,
had Mayor Eva Galambos and Dorothy
and that was
Felton.
her life. Like,
Right.
she spent her whole life.
She
trying
had
to do
been
that.
working on that for about 20 years with State Senator, I'm blanking, Dorothy Felton. And when that finally happened, people that were the head, the proponents of the Sandy Springs cityhood, became the elected officials, and that's the pattern. There's
Yeah.
a petition, there's a referendum, and a lot of the people are in leadership.
They're almost like a shadow government in waiting.
Elevated to, but many of them have no management experience or government experience or business experience, and so they go in because they were good at door knocking and firing up the troops.
Yeah,
cities are a challenge. You
Yeah.
have to run on a balanced budget. They own, depending on if it's a city light model or the full range of services. There's, paving roads is not as simple as it sounds. Yeah, utilities.
And I imagine when you make that transition, you have to what is unwound from the larger county or whatever you were a part of before.
There's that
what,
too.
What do you keep?
You
what
take
are you
over
now
parks,
responsible for?
You take over
Right.
watershed. You take over storm. And again, it doesn't all happen at once. I brought the city of Brookhaven as a client, and they were almost a municipality for 3 years before they stood up their police department because you have to train. You have to run through academy. You have to have budget for that. That's the most expensive service a city can have.
And so they make a contract for the first 3 years with the county that they're still responsible
they
for
were
the
still have
policing.
what's the shared services agreement? in
Right.
that
I think
case with
Sandy
DeKalb
Springs
County.
did something like
It
that
did
first
with
too as
Fulton
well.
County.
Yeah.
But now Fulton County has no citywide police department, no citywide fire
How come
department.
DeKalb municipalities don't have one? Tucker doesn't have a police, but they're a city.
That was their choice. Again, it's called a city light model, and you have to pick at least 4. There's like 20 things that a city has to do, ranging from zoning, waste pickup, water, and you have to become a municipality, you have to provide at least 4 of those services. The most popular 4 are zoning, local control, parks and recreation, utilities if it's already established. Creating a utility never
Difficult.
happens, but there are a lot of utilities that cities have. Lawrenceville has water and natural gas. Brookhaven has none. College Park has water and electricity, etc.
Right.
Should Mableton be worried? Because Mableton just became a city, and after seeing what happened with South Fulton and Stonecrest over the past couple of years, like I look at Mableton and I'm like, oh goodness, like could something like this happen to them?
It was a tight referendum, and there were a lot of vocal people that were opposed to it. Mulberry, which is the newest in Gwinnett, was very popular with the residents, but the state and the county are not as well. More the county. The county doesn't want to lose that revenue. It's one of the largest. It's the second largest physical city in the county, but up there against Brazelton, some very nice houses, some very nice golf courses. The county did not want to lose that property tax base.
If you don't have your own policing, does it automatically go to like the sheriff's department because it's statewide?
Well, the sheriff's departments are countywide, but you have
right.
to, if there's, for example, in DeKalb, there is a countywide police department.
That's ours.
Yeah, there
Okay.
is no longer in Tucker.
Yeah.
There is no longer in Fulton County
I
a
see.
Fulton County Police Department.
So who's policing Fulton County?
All but 11% of Fulton County is municipalized. So
Okay.
the sheriff has the whole county, the jail, and that 11%, and those individual municipalities, almost every one of them has its own police department.
Okay.
Roswell, Alpharetta.
But are these other
Milton,
places we
Grafton.
talk about, are they under policed or is it taken care of by other
It's either
departments?
handled by the sheriff's office or it's handled by a local police department.
Alex Williams says there's big jam on 285 on the south side.
All due to a stall that they finally just got from the left lane to the right shoulder. Had to hold all lanes to do so. 285 eastbound, the outer loop, just past Jonesboro Road, exit 55. You're slow coming out of those airport tunnels there in Clayton County, so just pack your patience as that tries to thin out. We got a crash working up into Forsyth County. It's in the right lane, 400 northbound before McFarland Parkway, exit 12. Already slow back to Mansell Road. Might want to think about Highway 9 between Roswell and Cumming to avoid that. And we got a crash coming into Norcross, 85 southbound, Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Boulevard. Exit 99, that's in the HOT lane. You're slowing back to Steve Reynolds Boulevard. We've also been watching crashes on both sides of I-20, Kobe Dawkins.
We're picking up new trouble on the east side of town. I-20 westbound at Panola Road, exit 71. Crash knocking out one left lane. You're slow getting out of Lithonia. And also on the west side of town, 20 eastbound past Riverside Parkway, exit 46. Another crash knocking out one left lane. Delays building back to Thornton Road. And this report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Get on-the-go lunches at Whole Foods Market. Save 25% on all packaged sushi rolls with Prime through February 25th. While supplies last, shop in store or online terms apply. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Dozens of flights have already been canceled or delayed.
Weather.
3.5 inches of rain.
Traffic.
Multiple vehicles involved, including a tractor trailer.
Everything you need to know before you start your day.
Man wanted for murder in Atlanta.
Atlanta's morning news. Tomorrow starting at 5.
95.5 WSB. Atlanta's breaking news station.
Nothing warms your home like natural light.
It's time to brighten yours. Add more daylight and bigger views with Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass Windows.
Hi, it's Jonathan and Ted from North Georgia Replacement Windows.
Our windows come with narrow frames giving you more light. Experience the Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass difference at your home or in our new Alpharetta showroom.
Window and door shopping made simple.
0% interest available.
Infinity from Marvin Replacement Windows, yeah!
Thanks for calling Reliable Heating and Air. This is Steve. How can I help you?
Hi, I know it's late, but my furnace just died on us.
Don't worry at all. We have over 300 technicians throughout Metro Atlanta and Macon, so we can get to furnaces fast.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, yeah, and it looks like you have a reliable protection plan.
Yeah.
Perfect. The service call is no charge, and so's the repair.
Thank you so much.
Get fast and fair price furnace repair. Go to reliableair.com.
Reliable air, it's always just right.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Dave Baker here for Cool Ray Heating and Cooling, Plumbing and Electrical. Let's show our home some love this month. Cool Ray can help with great deals like $50 off any electrical service, 10% off any plumbing repair, and up to $2,250 in rebates on new Carrier heating and cooling systems. Your house will get the expert service it needs, so you'll stay comfortable all season long. Simply go to CoolRay.com and book your appointment for the day and time that works best for you. Cool Ray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and receive the strongest cash offer in the industry. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. One of our clients, Jerry, said, we needed to move quickly, and we were worried that the process would be lengthy and that we would spend a lot of money on repairs. I can't thank Mark Spain Real Estate enough. Find out what your guaranteed offer will be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for the Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay, get your GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad Pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Yeah. Paid for by Estella's Pharma.
Jump the gun there, Bill Crane.
I like that, though. He's willing to go as the show goes.
The man brings his A game.
No matter what.
So we have one more local story here. That people always get pissed off when politicians vote themselves a raise, and that's what's just happened.
I'll even read the headline from WSB.com. Atlanta City Council approves pay raises for themselves and for Mayor Andre Dickens. The city council members will go from $72K to around $100K, and the mayor's salary is going to go from $202,000 to about $237,000 per
now,
year.
Bill, I don't know if they deserve this raise, if it's in line with
council members don't.
Well, okay, that's
Not
your
that.
opinion, but politicians always have to go through this because the only person they have to vote themselves a pay raise, or else
there are positions that the pay raises have to be approved by the General Assembly, like if the local sheriff, that's a local statute.
Mm-hmm.
But generally speaking, local governing bodies, yes, they have to give themselves a raise if they're going to get one.
And that's never popular. But
No, but it's necessary. You
Yeah.
think about both the caliber of people that will run. If you have these low, I mean, some of the state legislators make $24,000 a year, and it is not a part-time job. The legislature only meets, about basically 4 to 5 months of a year, but
you're saying to stay in power, you got to work it
right,
all the time.
and the constituent demands are
Mhm.
not only during those 4 or 5 months. But if you don't raise their pay and close it up to the gap to the private sector, you only get wealthy and affluent people.
That's my
who can
thing.
do it as a part-time job, lawyers, and I'll save my thoughts on that for another time. And
I can imagine.
And people who are taking it under the table. If you're not going to pay me, I'm going to get money. So I'm going to take bribes. I'm going to take money illicitly so that I can,
It does
provide for
take
myself
time
my
and
family.
effort, so you do have to be paid for it. And I think that there probably just should be some sort of automatic thing. I don't know whether it's cost of living.
That's what Congress
every,
had, and,
you know.
and they stripped that away from themselves most recently. But that's what cost
Right.
of living adjustments that were not
Yeah.
voted upon that went into effect automatically every 2 years.
Because the danger is, as you said, that if the pay is so low, only super wealthy people can get involved because they're not in it for the pay. Harry Truman, one of my favorite stories about Harry Truman is that when he took over, he got rid of, I guess apparently Roosevelt had a lot of these wealthy tycoons. They called themselves $1-a-year guys, right? And one of the first things he did
before
was,
they called them czars.
before
yes.
and he got rid of them because he said it's not about, if they're only taking $1 a year, that means they're here for a different reason. They're here for power. They're here for other. So you can't have the pay so low. It may seem counterintuitive, but if the pay is so low, it means only super wealthy people can get involved in the
when
game.
Harry Truman left office, he went back into Congress, and he and Bess Truman were almost so poverty-stricken because they didn't have back then presidential pensions or
Right,
Secret
right.
Service protection after you were out of office. So both of those things came as a result of his financial duress.
Who took care of him in the end? Did we,
He died nearly
Really?
destitute, yeah.
I did not know that. Bill Crane. Tell people how they can get more Bill Crane.
Bill Crane, you can Google. You can look here on WSBRadio.com for One Man's Opinion columns. And as of March 1st, you can also find me on Instagram, TikTok, and other social media outlets.
Well, those platforms about to get one hell of a jolt on March 1st. Thank you, Bill Crane. Alex Williams says there's a travel advisory on 75 in Stockbridge.
It's a brand new crash, and it's knocking out 2 left lanes, 75 southbound, Highway 138, exit 228. That means using Highway 1941 or I-675 southbound as alternates as those delays stack up back in tomorrow. Crash into Cobb County was in the left lane. Now it's blocking the right lane. I-20 westbound, Panola Road, exit 71. You're slow back toward Turner Hill. And we've been watching this crash. It's in the left lane, 20 eastbound, just past Riverside Parkway in Cobb County. Those delays stretch out of Lithia Springs. We've had a big trouble and a big jam on Georgia 400 heading up to Forsyth County. Kobe Dawkins.
And that trouble remains. Georgia 400 northbound before McFarland Parkway, exit 12, right lane blocked. However, tow trucks are now on the scene, so it should be clearing very soon. Delays continue to stretch to Mansell Road. And some better news on 85 southbound. Crash cleanup now off to the left before Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. But those delays continue to stretch almost to Highway 316. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Our weather is so unpredictable, and your roof takes all the abuse. If it needs repair or replacement, think of Findlay First, the roof guys, the perfect match for any roofing issues. Schedule your free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com.
Roof. I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. I've trusted America's Best Choice for more than a decade, and so can you.
For a limited time, get the best quality windows starting at just $299. Plus, act now and save 10% on all new decks. And enjoy great pricing on siding, roofing, fencing, motorized awnings, and more. Don't wait. Go to abcwin.com and schedule your free consultation. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
It starts as a nuisance and you just put up with it, but then that awful joint pain impacts everything in your life. Walking, climbing stairs, even getting in and out of the car hurts. Hey, it's Mark here. Talking about that always there joint pain in your knee, hip, shoulder, and back. But there's good news. QC Kinetics. Groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. Long-term relief now possible. At QC Kinetics, their regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetic patients would tell you, don't wait, make the call today. Talk to the local medical pros. These new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments, can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. Look, joint pain does not get better with time, so before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Governor Kemp is protecting consumers from high costs and standing with small businesses.
A failure to act on meaningful tort reform will continue to put Georgians and their livelihoods in serious jeopardy.
Georgians are paying a hidden tax because of a broken system, over $5,000 a year. Car insurance, health care, everything costs more. Call Senator Strickland at 404-656-0508. Tell him to stand with Governor Kemp and pass tort reform. Paid for by protecting American consumers together.
JIC, Flat Face Seal, BSP, and DIN. If you know what these are, then listen up.
I'm Victoria Holloway. We can replicate hose assembly on site with Mobile Hydraulics of Georgia.
Call 770-HYD-HOSE or try our website, HYDHOSE.com.
If I said to focus your energy, where would you start? Let's say you run a business, a school campus, a hospital, or a government facility. Finding ways to save can be overwhelming, but Georgia Power has energy efficiency tips and rebates to help. Things like improving lighting with LEDs, making HVAC upgrades, adding building controls, and more. Look, you've got a business to run and numbers to hit. Georgia Power can help you focus your energy where it matters most. Learn more at georgiapower.com/biz.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, it is happening now. It could be an emotional school board meeting in Fulton County getting started at this hour. The school board expected to vote on a plan to close 2 schools. A report from the superintendent says Park Lane Elementary and Spalding Drive Elementary are aging, costly facilities with declining enrollment. But many parents refute those points and want the schools to remain. Board member Lily Pazatek says it isn't just about these 2 schools.
Making sure that we provide all students across the entire district, 87,000 of them, with the resources they need.
Consolidation is viewed as a way to reduce cost and redundancies. The public comments get underway at 6 with a final vote to follow. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB. 33 degrees in Atlanta, a return to the 60s coming soon. But first, another hard freeze. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Cities could face punishment for not enforcing certain ordinances that affect your property value. Here's a report all new at 6 o'clock from the Gold Dome.
The bill would allow property owners to get money off their taxes if they show their property lost value or they had to make modifications because their local governments don't enforce ordinances on everything from from homeless encampments to immigration policy.
Because the reality is the local government isn't doing their job, and so the way to force them to do it is hit them in the pocketbook.
Athens Republican Representative Houston Gaines says he hopes the bill will encourage local governments to enforce the laws. Opponents say the state should do more to address homelessness. From the state capitol, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
With violent crime up in DeKalb County, there's a shakeup at the police department.
DeKalb County police are down so many street officers, 1/3 of its nearly 900-member force, that CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson says service is suffering.
It is difficult to engage in community policing when you are simply concerned with clearing the board.
So triple overtime is out and 7% across the board pay hikes, including to new hires, is in. Also new, better benefits and incentives, and word that longtime Chief Mirtha Ramos is on paid administrative leave. No word why. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
The Fulton County Medical Examiner today is identifying the 3 siblings killed in an apartment fire yesterday. 4-year-old Jakari White, 1-year-old Zyla White, and 9-month-old Zalia White were killed in Wednesday's fire on Fairburn Road in southwest Atlanta. The medical examiner will perform autopsies. There's no definitive cause of death. See Something, Say Something works at a Gwinnett County elementary school after a student brings a gun on a bus.
A letter was sent to parents at Harbins Elementary School on Wednesday alerting them that several students reported seeing a classmate display a weapon on a school bus. Principal Jimmy Lovett's letter to parents went on to say that out of an abundance for caution, additional school resource officers will be present at school and at the bus stop where students were shown the weapon. Information about the student who brought the gun on board hasn't been released, but the principal says that student will face maximum disciplinary action. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
A once-in-a-lifetime experience at a Metro Atlanta school. Woodward Mill Elementary students get the chance to talk to an astronaut today aboard the International Space Station and ask questions.
Hi, this is Joshua. Have you ever done a spacewalk? And if so, what was it like? Over?
I have done 2 spacewalks. Going outside your spacecraft is amazing, particularly the views through your helmet visor. Over.
Woodward Mill was picked because of their science fairs, robotics program, and awards. Pope Francis is doing better today as he recovers from pneumonia. Reporter Marcus Moore at the Vatican says the Pope continues getting treatment.
We got an update from the Vatican, and they said that his condition is slightly improved, and that is certainly a very positive sign as the world has been watching and waiting to see how the Pope recovers.
It is now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, it's triple team traffic, and here is Alex Williams.
Travel advisory continues out of Morrow into Stockbridge. Crash in 2 left lanes, 75 southbound, Highway 138, exit 228, already jammed up from Highway 54. Think about Highway 1941, Highway 42, even 675 will save you some time. Crash trying to clear out of this left lane in Forsyth County, 400 northbound before McFarland Parkway, exit 12. That's why you're seeing the jam as you leave Haynesbridge Road there in Alpharetta. Traveling downtown, budget about 30 minutes, 85 southbound leaving 400 for the ride down to I-20. We've also had multiple crashes working on I-20, Kobe Dawkins.
20 westbound in DeKalb County at Panola Road, exit 71. Crash now blocks 1 right lane. You're slow leaving Turner Hill Road. And on the west side of town, 20 eastbound past Riverside Parkway, exit 46. That crash continues to knock out 1 left lane, and those delays are starting at Thornton Road. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official heating of winter. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies and very cold tonight. Temperatures falling to the upper teens to low 20s for tomorrow. That's a hard freeze, so make sure to leave the faucets dripping overnight into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 46. Another hard freeze on Saturday morning, lows in the mid-20s. Saturday afternoon, partly cloudy, high 52. Sunday, not as cold, morning low 30, afternoon high 56. Warming up on Monday, mostly sunny, morning low 34, afternoon high 62.
31 in Peachtree Corners, 30 in Mableton, 33 in Stockbridge. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 4. That's going to be the final Von Hessler Doctrine hour for the day. Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. Got here just in time for that break to end.
Yeah, you really
Just
did.
talking to my friend Shelley Winter out there. He flew all the way to D.C. and then they didn't let him in.
Wild story that he told last night.
So he flew to D.C., flew back, and he wasn't on the list.
He did such a good job of teasing Eric last night that the second I pulled into my driveway, he's like, crack your window down and make sure that you stay and listen to the story. I actually went in the house, turned the radio on inside the house, and listened to his story.
Wow. Never trust anybody who tells you you're on the list. I can tell you this. Shelly and I were just talking about this. And, because when you're in radio doing it, hey, yeah, no problem. You're on the list. Yeah, your name's at will call, Eric. I can't tell you how many times I have been embarrassed. Nothing's more embarrassed than when you show up to an event and you act like you're some kind of VIP and the guy's like, sorry, sir, I'm sorry. What was that name again? No, I'm not saying anything like that here. And there's people behind you and you want to all right, well, they told me, and then you look like a douche because you think that you're supposed to be special when you're, look, first of all, nobody's special. But if you're going to walk into an area where you are, because you get free tickets and then it turns out in front of other people you're told you're not, there's nothing worse. Well, there are some things worse. Cancer, for instance. But I'm saying it, socially speaking, nothing worse. And I got used to where now if somebody says there are tickets that will call, I just don't go.
So avoid it now?
What happened?
It's
so embarrassing.
When did you get burned?
I've been burned a bunch of times.
Really?
You know what I found out? And I think a lot of them, once I figured this out. So the last time was Road Atlanta, and I actually got in. And because I'm not really that close now, but I had a friend who's a driver, Andy Lally at the time, and the person who was running his business. And I knew these people, hey, we'll call, no problem. And I figured out, I think I probably could have gotten into most places. Some of them, like Hessler, and I said, no, sorry, I don't see any Hessler here. And then, you know how it is at Road Atlanta. I parked like a mile away from where so I'm walking halfway back. After just, can you look again? I mean, I'm calling my contact, and I walk half of the mile back to my car, and then it hits me. It's in the V's.
Oh,
the Vaughn.
Yeah, like to me, Vaughn is actually my middle name. But in German, von Hessler was the old name, and people think it's my last name. And the only reason I use it on air is because if I didn't, everybody would think my last name is Kessler, starting with a K. If I came on every day and said, hey, it's Eric Kessler here with you. So the Von kind of breaks that up.
I see.
And it sounds a little, kind of regal, I feel like, So that's why I use it. But it is genuinely my middle name. It was lopped off of our name at Ellis Island or something. And then my parents gave me and my younger brother the same middle name of V-O-N.
Which that feels lazy, the fact that they used the middle name twice.
Well, they're trying to put it back into the name, you see. It got chopped off by Uncle Sam.
How many brothers did you have?
No, just one. Just my one little brother.
Okay.
I have older brothers, but they were from a different marriage. So it was just the two of us. And so now that I look back, I think maybe probably 90% of the time that I was turned away at a will call or your name's on the list kind of thing, it was probably the same thing. It was under the V's. So maybe I should go back to doing it.
Yeah, I think you should. It's not a bad.
But look, poor Shelley gets all the way up to Washington, D.C. He's freezing his behind off. He flew on a plane up there. God, please tell me he didn't fly Frontier. Go ask him if he flew Frontier. If he flew Frontier or Spirit, then it's even worse. I think Trump owes him money.
Seriously.
At that
Leave
point.
me out of it.
I think you owe him money.
And at least for Shelley, he's been to the White House before. He's met Trump. He's been in the Oval Office. So at least it wasn't like a first-time impression.
It's still getting on a plane, flying to D.C., freezing your behind off, getting to an event. Same thing. He's got other podcasters and stuff, radio people around him, watching him walk away. You're not on the list. Yes.
It wasn't a budget airline. It was American.
Okay, all right. He did all right then. Because if you would have thrown Frontier or Spirit in there along with that, unless they want to advertise on WSB, in which case I will talk about what a great flying experience. They say they're going to merge. Yes. Somebody there has the vision of becoming the absolute crappiest airline possible.
I'm such like a Delta head.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just got a plane ticket recently, and I could have gotten it for like $100 cheaper if I went with American, but I stuck with Delta.
I'm kind of
getting those Sky Miles.
I consider Delta
I don't know. I just know it, and I like it.
You know it, and the planes seem decent when you get on Delta. Sometimes you get on some other airlines, and the planes when did this come into commission? The 50s?
They can land right side up and upside down.
Well, it's nice to know they can do both these days.
Pretty amazing.
Now here's
Why did that plane turn upside down?
Because
Pothole.
it was a rough landing.
Oh.
Well, it's not a good landing. That's what
That's a bad landing.
I've researched it, and it was a bad landing. it was not textbook, if that's what you're asking.
I guess, yeah, that is what I'm asking.
So this is what I found out, Autumn. When they train pilots, they train them to land upright.
Oh,
So
you
it-
mean upside down? 'Cause that's
no.
what happened with this one.
No, upright. Not upside down. The opposite.
Oh.
Upright. The word right. Upright.
So
Not
that was
up-
a really bad landing.
That was up
That
wrong.
was not correct.
They were up wrong on that one.
Up wrong.
They were up wrong on that one. You landed it up wrong.
Well, people are getting $30K. I'd be kind of cool with that.
Now
right?
you're
I'd be
thinking.
like,
Now you're thinking it would be behind you
fingers
and all the.
crossed.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want it to happen to me. But I could see like, well, if it was a few days ago, I'd be over it, and I could be in for 30,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, not bad.
Hey, do you know how many people in the United States have the last name Hessler as of right now?
I know that I can tell you this. There used to be a website where you could find out how many other people had your name, and I did it, and it was said 1, and that was because the VON in the middle. I think the middle name. So
Yeah.
I would say 6.
283.
Spelled like
That's more
mine?
than one.
Hessler, just Hessler, not
Okay,
the Von.
no,
the Von
but
it wouldn't
the A.
give me.
I'm talking about the A.
Oh yeah, spelled the way
H-A-E.
you do it.
Really?
I thought it was Kessler.
I was told when I was younger. You see what I'm saying? It's confusing. I was told when I was younger, anybody who had that spelling, you're related to in some way.
You must
because
be.
it's an odd spelling. Most Hesslers are without an A.
In 1880, Wisconsin had the highest concentration of Hessler.
A lot of Germans in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah. And that's where
pretzel beer.
We started the drinking.
That's where the Fishers are from.
We started the drinking. Yes, we got a Wisconsin. She's got kids who have Wisconsin in their blood.
That's right.
And
Cheese
there's nothing she can do about it.
Cheese
They're going to be
curds.
funny talkers. They're going to have weird accents no matter where they go.
Oh, can I have a bag?
And they're going to be alcoholics. There's nothing she can do about
I
it.
shot a buck in a dole last night.
Yeah.
out in
Instead
the
of a
woods.
bagel,
Little
it's a
Pete
bagel.
is going to grow up and he's going to get camo and he's going to go deer hunting.
In your
Be
ancestry
uncomfortable with different races.
are called that because they grew up in a place where hazels grew.
Who's this? The Hesslers?
Hesslers.
I had no idea of all this.
Middle High German Hassel plus the suffix er, denoting an inhabitant of someone near hazel trees.
My wife bought me a thing that was like kind of like the genealogy of the Hesslers. And I don't know how much of that is baloney, those little things they put together.
Well, we
But-
kept good records.
But they, I think it's a Thursday. I can't remember what it was, but on one page, I brought this up before. I'm reading on one page and they did the thing and they found out that most Hesslers die on a Thursday.
Oh.
Do I need that information in my head? I think it was a Thursday.
Today is a Thursday.
We only have
This might be the
6
last.
more hours.
This might be the last. Well, as far as the audience is concerned, they only have 45 more minutes.
Well, you have 6 hours.
I have. Well, but who am I without my audience? Do
That's
I even
true.
exist?
No.
I don't think so. Who am I without this show? Do I even exist? What would I do?
You go home and do the show.
All I
Your
do
wife.
is I think about the show. All the show ends. Okay, what about tomorrow's show? I think about the show. I go home. I start thinking about the show, and then I go to sleep and I dream about the show, and then I wake up and I start thinking about the show, and then I take a shower and all that, and I come and do the show, and then it all starts all over again. So you remove me from the show, you've got nothing. I don't exist.
But you're on the list, Eric. I don't see you on the list.
Yeah, I have a show. I
I
was
don't
told
see.
that I was told that I could.
I don't see.
Wait, look in the V's. Look in the V's. You might find.
Oh, we have a Van Hessler, but not
Van.
Von Hessler.
Well,
Sorry.
it's me. Obviously,
Nope,
it's
nope.
me. What are the
Spelled
odds?
different.
There's somebody else out
Different.
here who wants to
Bye.
see this
Thank you.
race
I'll take the next guest.
with the name Van.
Yeah, next guest. Next guest, please.
That's the worst when you're like
Okay,
no,
okay.
But I'm trying to make
Okay,
a point.
next
right? And they're
person.
like, I'll
yes,
take
ma'am.
Next guest.
Okay.
Thank
all
you,
right.
sir. Can you step aside?
Sec-
Next guest.
But I don't want to step aside because I have.
Sir,
I ain't moved.
you're not on the list. It's Van Hessler.
Not Von Hessler. Get out.
Next
Now,
guest.
I will say Yamamoto has been pretty easy on the will call list, but I have had issues with the +1 before in the past where I'm like, and I've had to just tell them bluntly, I'm like, why
Yeah,
would I
sir,
come? Why would
sir.
I come by myself?
No,
I don't
sir,
understand.
we've got you. but
Bluntly.
you're gonna have to dump the bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't. We don't have her.
And then thankfully Tina's become so
I
understanding if that
didn't mean
happens.
Tina. I meant some other woman that you'd be.
Some other flues.
Ho number 2.
Some floozy. One of those floozies you were with before she came along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex Williams sees the brake lights glowing on 75. Can't read the rest of it.
As the brake lights growing out of Morrow into Stockbridge, Eric, all due to this travel advisory. Crash has been in 2 left lanes, 75 southbound, Highway 138, exit 228. Much better news now on the Jam Cam Hero picking up the last few cones as that crash clears. So hopefully those delays in Clayton County, out of Clayton into Henry County, will start to improve. Big mess continues on the West Freeway inbound. Left lane crash still there, 20 eastbound, just past Riverside Parkway, exit 46, you slow from Thornton Road. And on the East Freeway, that right lane crash, 20 westbound into Cabot, Panola Road, exit 71 is gone. So hopefully those delays out of Turner Hill Road will start to improve through Lithonia. And a crash, they're trying to clean it up out of the right lane, I-20 westbound in West Atlanta at Lowry Boulevard, keeping the ride slow as you leave the already slow downtown connector. Got any better news on Georgia 400 and Forsyth County, Kobe Dawkins?
Oh yeah, 400 northbound before McFarland Parkway, exit 12. Earlier crash has cleared. Those delays back to Mansell Road should start to improve very shortly. And now watching rides 85 northbound leaving Spaghetti Junction, seeing heavy volume getting to Beaver Ruin Road, and looking southbound, seeing the brake light stretch from Highway 316 to Jimmy Carter Boulevard. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you.
Several people feel sick after a gas leak inside a Residence Inn on Peachtree Street.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
We had a total of 5 patients that were transported.
Your 24/7 news source. When you need the story, all you need to do is listen.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
The local folks at Breda Pest Management know my house inside and out, and they've customized a unique plan that stops bugs and critters. Hey friends, it's Mark Aram. With Breda, it's always a familiar local person servicing my home and answering my calls. Never an irritating automated call center. Breda cares more. They're our neighbors, and they'll work harder for you. Doing it better is what the Breda family does. Get started at BREDAPest.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
You work hard, and when the job's been hard on you and you get hurt, you need the strong arm. John Foy and Associates. Smiler Mark McKay here. His team of experienced attorneys specialize in fighting for injured workers with zero upfront costs. JohnFoy.com.
O'Reilly VeriScan is a free check engine light testing program that pulls from over 600 million vehicle scans confirmed by ASE certified technicians to provide a simple report and possible fixes available exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
So thanks to Trump, people in America actually care about a hockey game.
8 o'clock tonight. USA
versus Canada.
Boo. Well, if they don't win, we will invade Canada at midnight.
Okay. So we get something out of it.
Right.
So I think we're the better team, but we've been hit with sickness. The flu bug has run through the
China virus.
So they do the 4-country thing. Now they've excluded Russia. I think that more players in the NHL actually come from Russia, probably than most of the other countries that are involved.
I believe it's Norway.
But we just don't play. We don't. I was going to say we don't play ball, but we don't play puck with Russia anymore. So that's one team that's excluded. But it reminded me of the fact that we're talking about hockey again and a president. You remember a few weeks ago? I don't know why we found that John Kennedy was talking to somebody. So the Olympics were going on. And we were losing. I guess the hockey team lost against some team that wasn't supposed to win. And got a little slight misogyny or whatever. It's not quite 2025 Democrat Party, but it's funny.
Dave? Yes, how are you? Dave, I noticed in the paper this morning where the Swedish team beat the American hockey team 17-2. Yeah, I saw that. Christ, who are we sending over there? Girls?
Over there.
Goyles? Goyles?
He'd be very proud to see the way the Team USA is playing now.
I'm sure he would be. We don't have a bunch of Goyles.
Yeah.
Play that again.
Christ, what are we sending over there? I can't do the there because it's got that
Gil.
there.
Yes, how are you?
Goyles?
Dave, I noticed in the paper this morning where the Swedish team beat the American hockey team 17-2. Yeah, I saw that. Christ, who are we sending over there? Girls?
Who are we sending over there? Gales?
Goyles.
Gales?
Hey, it's time for this. Damn it.
Hi, this is Paul Stanley, and this is Paul Stanley's Music News on the Von Hessler Doctrine.
No Goyles in this.
Paul, I'm sorry. I'm looking at CNN. It never ends from his administration. Hegseth could fire top generals and admirals soon.
I remember when you used to have the TV off in here.
I know. And I would get my undivided attention, Paul Entertainment News International
That's
Stanley.
okay.
That is your real name, the lawyers tell me. Paul Entertainment News International Stanley.
He's making a cameo at my birthday this weekend.
That's right. I'm going to that bar across the street from someplace. Where?
Yeah, Wild Leap. You're going to go
Yeah,
over.
Wild Leap. I'm going to take a wild stab in the leap because I can't go anywhere.
So it's your birthday this weekend.
That's right.
And everybody's invited?
Of course.
Are
Happy
there going to be
birthday.
chicks or is it a sausage party?
It's going to be a mixture of everybody there.
You got some sausage, you got some donuts.
I like donuts.
Yeah, I know you do. You've had one too many.
I like to have a sausage inside of a donut, and then I eat that.
So you just like the world is just a buffet for you. Just anything
Right.
goes. Well,
You take
you're a rock star.
a
Very
maple
progressive.
donut, like
Yeah.
a handmade one. I make my own donuts.
I
at
know
home.
you do. Probably make your own dough.
I do.
You have one of
And
those
you let the
machines where you-
yeast rise, and then you put the maple on it, and then you stick the sausage link in the middle, and you
Yeah. And there's maple syrup on sausage is something we're all used to. So I would imagine. What was that noise again you made? Okay.
It's very delicious.
It sounds like it's delicious.
Oh, I love it.
You picked quite a weekend to come here, though, Paul.
Oh, I know. I have 20 fun things to do in Atlanta this weekend outside of going to Jared's birthday party.
Well, you got the
Am I invited to
Well, do
Jared's
you want me to
birthday
do it,
party?
or do you want to do it?
Well, I'm just saying, like, just in general. I mean, you
I
have
won't be there.
Billy Strings. You've got
I
the
love
Oyster
Billy
Fest.
Strings. Boy, he plays those guitars really good.
I'm not going to be there.
Why not?
I just don't feel like it.
Oh,
But happy birthday.
I appreciate that.
Did you buy him something on
I
Amazon?
appreciate that.
I actually have a present
I don't feel like it. Oh.
I have a present for him that was quite expensive, and I want him to know that I didn't spend that money thinking anything for Jared. It was something that was bought as a charity thing. So the money that was spent was
I'm very excited about this.
spent the money on the charity, not you, but you get the gift. I want you to know.
I'm excited. Do I get this tomorrow?
Yeah, I guess I'll bring it in tomorrow if I remember.
Was it Cars for Kids?
I've donated his Jeep to Cars for Kids.
That's so nice. He gets
for
I hope
him.
he keeps his chicken.
Oh no, the
Or
rubber ducks.
The rubber
Yeah.
ducks. Sorry.
Thank you. I want to keep the ducks that I've
Do you
collected.
keep a supply of ducks in case you come across another Jeep?
I don't have my own supply, but I have been gifted some ducks.
I know, but what do you do? So you just take? You don't give?
I know. I haven't
It's
never
not
bought
that
a duck.
culture. You take sometimes and you give sometimes. But a
No,
lot of
a
times
Jeep owner sees another Jeep owner, he leaves a duck.
If you see a Jeep that you like, and I haven't seen another Jeep that I like.
You
So
only like
people-
one Jeep in the whole wide
Wow.
world.
And that's my
yours.
Jeep. And
Everything's
people
conditional with Jared.
Can I tell you something, Paul?
Yeah.
The windows, not even automatic.
I
Are you
know.
kidding me?
Ridiculous.
That's so
He has to
barbaric.
roll them.
Oh my God, so
What
funny.
year is it?
I have manual locks too, stick shift as well.
Well, if stick shift's fine. That means you're a real man.
Maybe
Thank
I'll
you.
skip his birthday party and go to Steamhouse Lounge's 37th Oyster Fest.
Yeah, I'm not into
That'd be
oysters.
fun.
I like
don't-
clams better.
Well, yeah. Are you being a double entendre-y?
No,
Is that what
I
you're
just
You're
like
being double
clams.
entendre-y,
I
aren't you?
like little neck clams.
Okay.
You got
And quahogs are yummy.
Sweetwater's birthday is this weekend too.
Oh,
This-
happy birthday to the beer.
It used to be.
Yeah,
that-
happy birthday, beer.
It used
Make
to
You've
a
come a
wish.
long way.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, birds.
Many more.
IPA tastes like dirt.
Oh, you don't like the IPA?
I do not. Too bitter.
Too hoppy for you, huh?
Yeah.
You don't like the hops.
Hey, things have come a long way, Paul. It used to be my birthday weekend. There was nothing going on in it.
Oh,
Like,
Ace,
absolutely
Ace
nothing.
catered it once. Or cleaned up.
Did a hell of a nice job, too. Thank
He
you.
did.
Out of the 4 solo albums, I think you know what I know, which is most people believe Ace had the best one.
True.
So why don't you let him back in the band? You're not even a band anymore.
We're
Let him
not
in
a
now.
band. He can be an avatar.
Why do you start in blue, which I can read, and then you go into green, which
Because
I cannot read?
I have to switch back and forth because after I use
Get
the
a
blue for
chalkboard.
one time, I have to switch to the green, and then next time
Let me tell you what I read.
The lights are glowing.
Yeah. Alex Williams has news about traffic.
That is true, Eric. You're not wrong there. We're going to give you some good news here on the south side. The earlier crash, 75 south before Highway 138, exit 228, it is totally cleared. All lanes open, so those delays coming down through Morrow will start to improve. Also, the crash cleared on I-20 eastbound right around Riverside Parkway, exit 46. Westbound slow into the setting sun through Lithia Springs. And we just found new trouble on Highway 316 westbound in Lawrenceville at High Hope Road. That crash blocks the left lane. How are we looking downtown, Kobe Dawkins?
75-85 northbound, you're still packed in just past Langford Parkway getting to North Avenue. 75 southbound, brake light starting just before Northside Drive. 85 southbound, heavy volume starting at the 85-400 merge getting to I-20. And speaking of 85, going northbound at North Druid Hills Road, exit 89. Better news, that earlier crash has cleared. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When you decide to buy a natural diamond, remember Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort is an authorized Hearts on Fire jeweler. Every Hearts on Fire diamond is a piece of art, carefully and thoughtfully selected and crafted, worthy of the kind of special occasions that come along a few times in a lifetime. My friends at Tara Fine Jewelry will show you how to accurately compare diamonds with their famous personal service, so you'll know you're making a good decision. You'll see why I've been a Tara Fine Jewelry customer for over 25 years. Tara Fine Jewelry in Beaufort.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Georgia, we don't need to tell you that your cost of living has gotten too high. Lawsuit abuse creates a hidden tax on your car insurance, healthcare, groceries, really on everything you need, and it's driving up prices. It's costing Georgia families over $5,000 every year. But there's a solution to stop lawsuit abuse and lower costs for hardworking Georgians. It's tort reform. Listen to Governor Kemp.
Our businesses and hardworking Georgians need relief. The increased cost of doing business is simply passed on to the consumer. Georgia needs tort reform, and they need it now.
Call your legislator and tell them to join Governor Kemp in stopping lawsuit abuse, eliminating this hidden tax, and passing tort reform now. Brought to you by Protecting American Consumers Together.
It starts as a nuisance and you just put up with it, but then that awful joint pain impacts everything in your life. Walking, climbing stairs, even getting in and out of the car hurts. Hey, it's Mark Aram. Talking about that always there joint pain in your knee, hip, shoulder, and back. But there's good news. QC Kinetics. Groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. Long-term relief now possible. At QC Kinetics, their regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetic patients would tell you, don't wait, make the call today. Talk to the local medical pros. These new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments, can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. Look, joint pain does not get better with time, so before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top local story, big changes at 2 Metro Atlanta police departments. DeKalb County says Police Chief Mirtha Ramos is on administrative leave, but CEO Lorraine Cochran-Johnson is not saying why. She is announcing the department's budget will be shifting to pay officers more. Cochran-Johnson says it will help recruit and retain officers.
I believe the long-term solution is to ensure that officers are paid a proper and decent wage for the services that they provide.
DeKalb County PD has just over 580 officers on the street, which is about 300 short of the number it should be. And for the second year in a row, Jonesboro's getting a new police chief. The city's 2 top cops resigned this week.
The mayor of Jonesboro, Danya Sarter, says both Police Chief Todd Coit and Assistant Police Chief Audrey Dunlap handed in their resignations on Wednesday.
Chief Coit, as well as Audrey Dunlap, served me very well
well, and so there probably will be some outside narrative, but I don't want to push those. They served us very well and have positioned us to be okay now.
Mayor Sartor says effective immediately, Major Christopher Cato is stepping in as Jonesboro's interim police chief. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
There is no official word as to why Coit and Dunlap resigned. It is 32 degrees in Atlanta. Drip the pipes. Hard freeze tonight. When do we return to the 60s? Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. People in Georgia who are wrongfully convicted of a crime could get paid.
People who spend time in prison and are later exonerated often enter life with no help. Lee Clark knows this firsthand. He spent decades in prison before his release in 2022.
I mean, you come out, you starting from scratch, and that's difficult.
Some state lawmakers want to change that. The bipartisan legislation would give a judge the say on compensation. If approved, the person would get $75,000 a year for every year of their incarceration. Representative Katie Dempsey.
We're not talking about missteps. We're talking about innocence.
A similar bill last year failed. From the state capitol, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Happening now, school board meeting underway to determine if 2 Fulton County elementary schools should be shut down. Park Lane Elementary in East Point and Spalding Drive Elementary in Sandy Springs could close at the end of the current school year if the school board follows the superintendent's recommendation. Public comment is underway now. The school board is expected to vote after that. A Harbins Elementary School student in Gwinnett County faces discipline after bringing a gun on a school bus and showing it to other students. In a letter to parents, Principal Jimmy Lovett says several students reported their classmate after getting off the bus stop. No one's injured, but the school says they are taking the situation seriously. The student could face criminal charges. News about your health now. A new report shows disparities in cancer deaths.
Cancer mortality rates among black people are declining but remain higher than other racial and ethnic groups. American Cancer Society's Dr. Wayne Frederick says, in fact,
African Americans are 2 to 3 times more likely to die from cancers.
The report finds black men continue to die from prostate cancer at twice the rate of white men, and black women have a 38% higher likelihood of dying from breast cancer compared to white women. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Emory Healthcare is expanding into all Minute Clinic locations in Georgia, offering in-network adult primary care to patients. Patrick Hammond with Emory Healthcare says you'd be seeing a physician assistant or nurse practitioner.
Our Emory doctors are the supervising, collaborating physicians who sort of oversee the work of the APP or the APPs, the nurse practitioners and PAs.
Emory says there will be same-day access, extended evening and weekend hours at the Minute Clinics. Kash Patel confirmed as the next director of the FBI in a Senate vote today.
The yeas are 51. The nays are 49. The confirmation is confirmed.
Senators Murkowski and Collins, the only Republicans voting no. It is 6:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic now with Alex Williams.
Still watching some brake lights through downtown, starting at the 85-400 merge as you head southbound. 75 slows right around Howell Mill, Northside Drive, all that merging madness, trying to get into Midtown and downtown. Northbound on and off the brakes from I-20 up past Freedom Parkway. Still in recovery mode, I-20 westbound into Cab through Lithonia from Evans Mill Road, crash cleared around Panola, and the eastbound delays continue, but not awful as you leave 285 for the ride out into Lithonia. Checking the ride northeast of town, Kobe Dawkins.
And 85 northbound rides continue to slow, leaving I-285 to Indian Trail Road, and then also getting into Lawrenceville, Highway 316 eastbound at High Hope Road, crash knocking out one left lane, seeing delays stretching to Winder Highway, and Georgia 400 northbound still recovering from an earlier crash. Delays remain getting into Forsyth, stretching from Haynesbridge Road, getting past Windward Parkway. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
And now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies and very cold tonight. Temperatures falling to the upper teens to low 20s for tomorrow. That's a hard freeze, so make sure to leave the faucets dripping overnight into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 46. Another hard freeze on Saturday morning, lows in the mid-20s. Saturday afternoon, partly cloudy, high 52. Sunday, not as cold, morning low 30, afternoon high 56. Warming up on Monday, mostly sunny, morning low 34, afternoon high 62.
Right now 32 in Midtown Atlanta, 28 in Dunwoody, 31 in Union City. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Broken tent, magazines, old honey jars. Spring cleaning is a time to get organized. Kick your spring cleaning into gear and save when you choose Scana Energy as your natural gas provider. They have options for every family. Right now, you can even get up to $100 when you sign up. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/100 for details. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. I've trusted America's Best Choice for more than a decade, and so can you.
For a limited time, get the best quality windows starting at just $299. Plus, act now and save 10% on all new decks. And enjoy great pricing on siding, roofing, fencing, motorized awnings, and more. Don't wait. Go to abcwin.com and schedule your free consultation. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
I think everybody understands at this point that jam is my jam.
Well,
Megan, I
well,
don't care.
Yeah,
no,
that's really great.
It can't be your jam because it's my jam. Jam is my
Oh,
jam.
I think there's jam to spread all over.
Excuse me, sir.
Plenty.
She owns
Babe,
jam.
babe, I got it.
She owns
No,
the jam.
no. Listen, hold on. Are you speaking for her? Okay, finally, there's a man I can speak to about this.
Hey, excuse me.
I'm sorry. Did you have?
Sorry, he whispers like that when he gets allergies. Honey, here, smell this rag. Will you tell me if it smells like chloroform?
Oh.
I think we're all clear at this point that jam is my jam.
He's a sleepy boy.
He is.
Anyway, like I was saying, jam is so important to me.
I'm so trapped in this awful marriage. This
What
wonderfully horrible person.
He seems to be speaking out of turn.
He's having that dream again.
She's very terrible.
About his brother. He dreams that he's his brother. And
Hey,
Yeah.
Prince Harry.
Oh, yes.
Jared has a joke for you.
Oh, jelly is in my belly. I just read
Jared,
the
that
joke.
was so funny.
Yeah, Megan liked it.
Thank you, Megan. I appreciate it.
I think we're all clear at
Is
this
that how
point
you
that
laugh?
jam is my jam.
Is that how you
I
laugh,
love
Megan?
laughter.
Where's your laugh again?
Jared, Jared, would you like to come over to our house and I'll watch?
Oh, I'm sure he's busy.
All right, Paul Entertainment News International. Stanley, you are not off the hook. We're not off the air till 7 o'clock. You've got some music news to spread. Let's do it.
That was filthy,
Like
whatever
jam.
that was.
Yeah, like jam. Spread it like jam, right? Huh? Am I right?
It's probably non-organic.
Hey, whoa. Where's my Markle? Am I right?
Oh,
We're spreading the jam,
I
right,
get
y'all?
it. And I believe Kiss, the band, is a jam band.
No, they're not.
So
They
I
were.
think I think
Yeah, I get
the
out there
joke
and
would work.
noodle for 7 hours.
Hey, no need to strike an attitude with
I
the
like
Duchess
to make
of
my
Sussex.
own noodles at home.
Who wants to hear a 30-minute tweezer from Kiss? Saturday Night Live is going to feature Lady Gaga, Shane Gillis, and somebody named Tate McRae, whoever that is.
Who's that?
Tate McRae's a country artist, I believe.
Hell yeah.
That's why I don't know that.
That's right. You're not a big fan of modern country music.
No, I like
You're
the
a George
classics.
Jones guy.
George Jones, George Strait, all the Georges.
Waylon, Willie,
Willie, and the
all of them.
rest.
Waylon
But
and
Lady,
the boys.
Lady Gaga, she's really good on SNL.
Is she?
She's an all-around entertainer.
I don't know what I think about her.
She can act.
Oh, she's great.
I heard that her acting in Joker was awful.
Well, that movie was. I think they did that as a joke.
You think the whole thing was a gaslight?
Yeah.
because they just had all that money and they just wanted a bunch of people to go to see a movie and just be disappointed.
Too many right-wing incels like the first one. And
Is that what happened?
And they said, well,
it was the most successful R-rated movie of all time. Was that basically because of incels?
I think so.
My goodness.
Incels and me. I liked it.
Autumn liked it.
I loved it.
And she didn't like Taxi Driver. And it was an homage to Taxi Driver.
Boring.
No, because Autumn is
not a
paper
dude.
Thin. Paper thin.
Oh, yeah.
Paper thin.
So thin.
Because she loves to talk about psychology and psychobabble, but really seeing a study of somebody's mind melting was boring to her.
Someday a rain will come and wash the scum away.
Yeah, like people who don't understand the movie.
She doesn't like Peter Boyle.
Not,
she hated Young Frankenstein.
She did.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
don't you push that.
She hated Everybody Loves Raymond.
No, that's right. Anything with Peter Boyle. We know. That's why.
Everything with Peter Boyle.
Taxis and Taxi Driver.
Candidate.
She just hates anything he was in.
Can I correct the record on something?
She's anti-Boyle. In
She
more
is.
ways
She's
than
very-
one.
Doesn't that sound like a good thing?
It does sound like a good thing.
Okay.
Tate McRae, by the way, 17-year-old pop star from Canada.
All right, he's
Excuse
always
me.
got his step.
Not a
McRae.
cowboy.
Tate McRae.
She's female.
Okay, all right.
Is she hot? Maybe I'll like her.
Paul,
She's 17
Entertainment
years
News
old.
International, Stanley. She's 17, and that doesn't fly anymore.
I didn't mean
it's
that.
not
I didn't hear that
1974.
part. Is she talented? No. Okay, both. Okay.
You're
I
16.
mean, both. You're beautiful.
Beautiful.
In your
I
mind.
didn't mean to be sexist or creepy. I just
You
wanted
just
to know
were.
if she was pretty, and then you reminded me of her age, and I said that's wrong.
Okay, all right.
Jeepers.
You didn't hear that the first time around. You
Well,
got
it
a calendar, Paul?
in the
Entertainment News
70s.
International. In the 70s, Jimmy Page's girlfriend was 13.
And
Things are
before
different
him,
now.
she dated David Bowie.
I know. Things are different now.
People were creeps.
And then she grew up, wrote a book, and
I
said they were
checked-
wonderful people. I don't know what's
every
going on.
ID of every girl that ever came backstage to a Kiss concert.
What do you think about that, Autumn, that she wrote a book later on saying, oh, they were great guys?
Well, I'm sure that, I mean, you can be great, right? You can treat someone kindly, you know. And
But all
still
this
be
stuff
doing
about
something
Drake,
wrong.
all this stuff about Drake, and yet everybody, I mean, I love Jimmy Page and David Bowie. Everybody's like, give him a pass.
It's different.
We like-
time.
I do feel like they were.
I mean, they're better
on
than
drugs.
Drake. What?
They were on drugs.
Oh, they were
and-
way on drugs.
Yeah,
I listened
so
to
feel
a
like
thing.
there's- not to say that that's an excuse,
No.
but those things do factor into.
David Bowie, I listened to like one, it wasn't even a full chapter of his ex-wife. She wrote a book, and she was describing him in the mid-'70s, and he had convinced himself that vampires were after him, and that he was under the control of this woman that he thought was a witch. And that he would get lost for like 2 weeks and just do whatever this witch told him. It's apparently,
Psychosis.
I've never been able to afford that much cocaine in my brain. So I have no idea what that means to be a mid-'70s top-of-the-line rock star, making a bunch of money, addicted to cocaine, and the amount of cocaine that guy put into his head and where it took him is insane. How could
It's
you...
not just coke; it could be all kind. I mean, just like the people that do a lot of stimulants, right? They think
Yeah.
that armed police officers are hiding in their bushes,
They might be.
Right.
and the helicopters are coming for 'em.
Can I ask you, what do you think is weirder? Jimmy Page's girlfriend in the 70s or the one he started dating in 2014 when he was 70 and she was 24?
That's weirder.
Why?
That's
I
just
don't know.
that's
love.
They're
that's just-
still together.
Gut. It's just my gut
Hey,
reaction.
It's like Joe Biden's dad told him. It's simple, son.
Love is love.
They're in love.
Because you're because
that's
how
the
old is he?
Belichick
80?
road.
70?
Yeah, it really is kind of strange. Actually,
He's
this
80
is
now.
legal. This is legal.
Yeah, but it's worse.
But
'cause
he's
you're-
much older than the woman that he was when he was living with a 13. He was 27 then.
I know. But it feels like because there are factors, like I was saying, that play into what happened in the 70s, whereas now you're probably pretty clean and sober, and you're a fully adult, disgusting old man. And
maybe she's just a big Led Zeppelin fan.
Oh, I bet.
And
her grandpa listened to it a lot.
hey, if Bill Belichick could do
Not
it,
even her dad.
isn't that the same spread?
About the same,
Belichick's
yeah.
72. She's 24.
I believe so.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that's the same. He's actually
Listen,
older.
my dad is in his 70s.
Okay,
And I know what
you-
people are like in their 70s.
You don't have to date him. Hey, people
I know,
are.
but what is she doing?
But people
What
are
is he
different.
doing?
Belichick.
Having a good time.
Belichick is about to take on a new job where he's coaching a college. I mean,
He's got to relate with the college
He's still
players.
going. I mean, I'm saying is he's not slowing down.
Hey,
Belichick.
dudes.
Yeah.
Is that Belichick? Yeah, got brought.
What's up, bros?
He bought some.
I'm not saying. It sounds to me like what you're saying is that your father's kind of slowing down at this point in his life.
He is, but then
Okay.
also like just the fact, like when you are older, you lose touch with technology, with what's happening in the world.
You don't lose
as far
touch
as,
about
like,
the good
pop
stuff,
culture.
though.
Hey, it's obviously working for Belichick. Maybe
Help me program my phone.
For Belichick.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what?
an Android. I don't know.
You know what Belichick did was right before the UNC Duke basketball game, he bought pizza for all of the fraternities at UNC.
He's just one of the dudes.
He's a bro. He's related
He's
with
a
everybody.
bro. He's dating amongst the same pool as the rest of the frat
Play
boys.
a little beer pong.
That's Listen, you know what I say, Autumn? These guys, they have a lot of money. And if the young lady can put up with the old man smell, I think she deserves all that money after they go.
I guess.
Alex Williams.
Better marker.
Yes, I can read this. Fantastic. Alex Williams says there are delays on 285 near Truist Park.
I like it, Eric. Good job there, buddy. We still see the brake lights 285 westbound. The outer loop coming over from Riverside Drive had a crash. 285 southbound just below Cobb Parkway, exit 19. It has since been moved off to the right, so that will improve. It's also slow those 75 south ramps coming out of Marietta onto 285. That as well will get better. Earlier crash in Lawrenceville, 316 westbound at High Hope Road. That crash now off to the right, so the brake lights coming over from Winder Highway into Kula will start to improve. 85 northbound, a few brake lights remain out of the cab into Gwinnett from Chamblee Tucker Road up past Jimmy Carter Boulevard. How's it looking downtown, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, 75-85 northbound, you're still slow starting at University Ave, getting to North Avenue, and 75-85 southbound, those delays start before the downtown merge, both getting to I-20. Traffic brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Awaken your taste buds during their Fire Up Asia event at Whole Foods Market with deals on produce, marinated protein, snacks, and more through February 25th. From the Cool Air Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Stay connected to Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic with the 95.5 WSB app. Listen to Atlanta's morning news. EVH, Eric Erickson, Mark Aram, and Shelley Winter. No matter where you go. 95.5 WSB and the WSB app. Download it today or find us in the iHeart and Odyssey apps.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Our farmers feed us all. For generations, they've done what's best for the land. So why is the litigation industry threatening Georgia farmers' go-to crop protection tool? Without glyphosate-based herbicides, crop yields will drop, costs will soar, and we'll all see even higher grocery bills. Farmers need to be supported, not controlled. To keep glyphosate available in our state, go to TakeControlGeorgia.com. Paid for by Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
Double down on big savings. For one day only, February 22nd, 2025, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Buy 2 new south windows and doors. Get 2 free. Plus 2 years of 0% interest financing. If paid in full within 24 months. Bring your window and door measurements to upgrade your home with more security, energy efficiency, and impact protection. Stop by our showroom on February 22nd, 2025 to get this deal. Offer is subject to terms and conditions. Visit newsouthwindow.com/222 for full details.
The Lloyd Advisory Group has a question for you. Is your retirement inflation-proof? Here's what we mean. In retirement, chances are you're on a fixed income with unpredictable expenses. So how do you not run out of money when the cost of just about everything continues to go up? You inflation-proof it. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group can show you ways to help fight inflation so it doesn't outpace your income. Call us today at 770-766-5611. Inflation can take a huge chunk out of your retirement savings, but it doesn't have to. With some simple planning, inflation can go from being a major disruption to a minor annoyance. Call Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group now to start inflation-proofing your retirement today. 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've lowered prices. You can save 15% or more on hundreds of items like Thomas Mini Bagels, Campbell's SpaghettiOs, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
At Cigna Healthcare,
we're designing a better way to treat your aching bones and joints. And that starts with predicting problems before they even become problems, up to a year in advance, with up to 93% accuracy. When you save time avoiding surgeries you don't need, you can spend time doing the things you love. When it comes to healthcare, a better system means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
Imagine this. It's 10 o'clock and time to go to bed. Scary, right? It might be, especially if you fear the chance of an accidental leakage and skin irritation. Well, if that's the case, you need to try Tena Sensitive Care Overnight Pads. Its skin comfort formula acts as a barrier to help protect your skin and provides triple protection against leaks, odor, and wetness, helping you feel secure throughout the night. With Tena Overnight Pads, your nights will be smoother and your days brighter. Try them now and have a smooth night.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Paul Entertainment News International. Stanley, I think you'll understand. This is somewhat music related. We have an open mic. I think I asked it yesterday or the day before.
I'm good.
Given the fact that Paul McCartney obviously can't sing anymore, as we've known for a few years.
I watched it last.
Had it demonstrated
at his SNL
Saturday
appearance.
SNL.
Oof.
Should he retire and just get some well-deserved pats on the back for being the greatest? I think maybe certainly the best songwriter we still have with us, right, of all time, that's still alive.
Dylan's still alive.
Dylan's still alive.
Ringo?
Dylan's the greatest lyricist.
Right.
Dylan's the greatest lyricist. Ringo is, everybody knows, the best songwriter of the
Ringo's
Beatles.
a guy.
But, yeah, Bob Dylan's the Shakespeare of lyrics. But pop songs, I would say people living.
Autumn scoffed at that, by the way.
Huh? No, what?
Well,
Who?
she didn't like Taxi Driver. She doesn't like deep stuff.
Okay.
Dylan's
So,
eyelids on a paper plate.
he is. The question was, should he retire? And this is an open mic that answers that.
This message is for Eric Von Hessler and the Doctrinaires. This goes out from yesterday. Paul McCartney doesn't really need to retire because, as we all know, Paul McCartney died in 1966.
Good point.
This
Good
new
point.
person, whoever he is, needs to retire. The time is 4:34 p.m. and the temperature is currently 43 degrees. Thank you, and y'all have a pleasant rest of the afternoon.
Well,
and
thank you.
evening.
Thank you for that. Now, what I would say is that, by the way, the new Paul McCartney will have lived much longer now than the actual original Paul McCartney. Well, those things, you could still find YouTube channels where they are serious as dirt.
Mm-hmm.
That Paul McCartney died in 1966, and that's all there is to it. It's that period of time where you see the chipped tooth, because he did have that accident. He's riding a bike or something. Yeah. And I always thought it was hilarious. Is like, first, there's so many, like, really, there's been so much more from this guy after the Beatles. But this is still the fake
Why
Paul
was
McCartney.
he backwards on the cover of, well, on the inside of Sgt. Pepper, and also the flowers?
Yeah, okay.
They spell out P-A-U-L question
It
mark.
does not mean that he's dead. There's a lot of things that people
Why
have.
is he? Why?
Turn me on,
why
dead
is he
man.
not wearing shoes on the cover of Abbey Road? And yet you've got the
Exactly.
funeral
This is in the
guy, the other
afterlife.
guy, and the other guy.
And what about cranberry sauce?
I buried Paul.
No, he says cranberry sauce.
Play it backwards.
So it's unlistenable.
If you play Help backwards, it says, I killed Paul in a
You-
car crash.
so
I killed Paul in a car crash.
People who believe this true, like the Ebony and Ivory guy, that was the imposter. The
Play
guy
that backwards.
The guy who made the I know it's
says,
actually
I'm not really Paul.
It's very blatant. The guy who made that crappy movie in the 80s, that's the fake Paul.
That movie's about him dying.
Is that what it
the
is?
The big blue box is Paul's soul.
The only person who really knows the truth is Ringo.
Also, here's
Ringo
another
knows.
one. Ringo was so drunk in the 70s he can't even remember it. He never got drunk and said, "Hey,
That's
by
his
the way,
cover
Paul
story.
is dead."
That's his cover
John
story.
Lennon would debunk anything about the Beatles. He never said Paul is dead.
Well, he was going to. Then George Martin sent his hit squad.
Did you know? Well, I hate to end on this. I did not know this. You know when George Harrison, there was an attempt on his life.
Yeah,
you know that, right?
they tried to kill him, yeah.
He was stabbed 41 times. He didn't want to make a big deal out of it. He was stabbed 41 times with a
That's too
kitchen
many
knife. It's way too many.
It's 40 more times.
That would have been like half the Beatles would have been assassinated. That is bizarre. And I agree.
When did that happen? The 80s? or
No,
90s?
it happened in the 90s, a few years
Someone
before he
broke
died.
into his house?
Yeah, a guy broke into his house. He was crazy. He thought Harrison was the devil or something. Kitchen knife. His wife had to bash him over the head 41 times. All right, we got to get out of here. Shelley Winter's up next. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us. But until then, continue on the journey. Don't piss off the genie.